Shit, I forgot already. What
I was talking about, man.
I don't even know. Shit, what niggas been on since the last pod? We still ain't had a consistent group, but it's gonna be like that every time. These niggas got different. Yeah, it's gonna be different people every time. Me and Doe was talking about that. It might be just me and him that's on every single one, and it might end up just being me that's on every single one, and that's cool too. I ain't tripping as long as we keep the Cuzzo cast going.
What was here last time?
Voodoo was here last time.
She won't be on here, most of them.
Bet. Yeah, he was on here because you got COVID. He was only missed the last one because you had COVID last time.
Should have been on the first one, but I was on some other shit.
Oh no, that's not even why it didn't come out. It was just we just couldn't figure out the sound that niggas was talking over.
Yeah, there was a lot going on. There was a lot of.
The one that I sent around, I'll put that clip out pretty soon.
That was a bad time because a lot of us were already gone, a lot of drunk.
That's real.
Dave's about to go up in the garage.
That nigga DV said, "Where's your nigga?"
Call somebody over here.
Call somebody over here, bro. That nigga said,
screaming.
I was in the back changing Max when I heard him say, "Call somebody over here." That's what I run out here. Was like, what's going on, bro?
that nigga said, "Yeah, that's what I said," because she was standing over and be screaming. He didn't like that shit.
God, the dough turned up on me.
That nigga told a gay girl call her nigga. She a stud. She a stud. He said, "Call your nigga." Matter of fact, call somebody over here.
It's my homegirl. She cool people. You just she get a little bit too drunk. You know?
Yeah, she on.
Yeah.
We all got somebody like that. Yeah, we all got somebody like that.
Nah, she a real cool person.
Y'all fighting the stud?
Hell no, you fighting the stud. That depends.
She change your face and she push you. What you doing?
I mean, I'll let it, but if she starts swinging on me, I'm jump right, man. I want to get away, man.
It depends on what the situation is.
I was about to say.
She starts swinging on me.
I'm gonna be honest, y'all know exactly.
She starts swinging on me.
It depends on the situation and the stud I'm dealing with. If I could deal with you by restraining you, I'm gonna restrain you.
Right,
but
she's 6'3".
I'm gonna put you down. I'm putting you down.
I'll put it like this. I used to have a homegirl that was a stud. She carried herself like it. When she stepped to me, she hit me. She socked me in my face. And
She stepped to you?
Yeah, she socked me in my face, and I was like,
He was in high school.
I like it. It made me, it made me bleed, but it was like a whatever punch. I like, could I have knocked her out? And people been like, she deserved that. Yeah, but at the end of the day, that's a female, bro. Like you gave me your best shot, and I'm laughing at it. Like,
So,
In the long run, you gonna take that.
I can't do it, bro. If they like coming at me nonstop, I might have to throw you on the ground or something. But
choke her out.
What if you had a family member that was dating a woman and you had a girl family member that was dating a stud and they did something, they had a tussle or something.
I'm like, get your nigga. Get your nigga.
I'm gonna be honest, bro.
Like,
Be honest, if yeah, I'm 5'5", 6'5", 5'7". Bitch, put her hands on me, man. You better. Hey.
we going to war. It's on.
You don't get the stuff you
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you off the bat. Hey, man, calm down. Let's talk about it. Hey, man, calm down. Let's talk about it. You just like fucking nigga. You think you're nigga? I'm like, hey, bro. You better put me down on this first shot because I'm gonna eat this first one.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I was trying to see what was wrong with the homegirl. I'm like, you good? She like, leave me alone, stuff. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, it's your man's. Like, leave you alone. I'm trying to help you. Wow. She throw a wild and hit me. I'm like,
you know what though? Most instances.
Come on, bro.
Most instances I seen when they still like puff up on a dude. Whenever he like show her like, all right, you come over here, it's gonna be something. They usually chill out.
Nah,
most of the times I seen.
At the end of the day, this
also depends if they have liquor in their system too.
That's true.
I seen Ren tell the stud she got wild with him. Ren told the stud, you better chill out because I'll fuck you in here. When I say she was so furious, bro. She was so mad, bro.
Yo.
She couldn't say
That's violation. She gonna have to take that L. She gonna have to go ahead and get beat up.
She was so mad. She was so mad. And then we dying laughing how y'all
fuck around and like it.
She was so mad. He was like, you better stop talking to her. You a girl. You better remember you a girl. He was talking to her. She was so mad in the middle of a party, bro. She was so mad. I was like, damn, that's how you beat that situation.
I think just for me, I'm just thinking like I know how you want to carry yourself and do whatever, but this a woman, bro. I could really hurt you. I'm not even gonna go there with you. Like, That's what I said. If I could restrain him, if we talk about somebody way bigger than me, I'm gonna have to put you on the ground.
Honestly, I do have some restraint because there was a time me, Rod, and Brittany was in Vegas, and she slapped the shit out of me in the back of my head, bro, for no reason. And I looked at Rod, I'm like, she just drunk, man. Let's just keep on walking. But I feel like if it was one of the homies, I'm getting that back when we fight. Something gonna happen.
Yeah.
We in front of bitches and everything. Like, you ain't about to disrespect me, but you know that level of heaviness, like, okay, you know, it's a girl at the end of the day. You remember that shit?
Yeah, that's
you can hear the whole echo in the back.
Nah, I'm petty.
It's not like someone got shot.
Now right there, I'm petty. I wouldn't have knocked her out, but I'd have for sure slapped her ass back. I'd have for sure slapped her ass back.
Oh, we playing like that?
Yeah. So everybody's been beat up before, right? Y'all been beat up in front of a big group of people?
Yeah.
No, never. I never been beat up in it.
I got drafted for I didn't have no squabble either.
I got beat up before, and I never forget 7th grade, and they rushed me from behind. But you know how when you leaving to go to school, you leaving school, but the teachers just haven't opened the gate yet, so everybody's waiting on the gate. Nigga rushed me, I fell against the gate and everything. And I remember coming to school that next Monday. It was Friday too. I remember coming to school. I'm whooping his ass today. I'm whooping his ass today. We got back to school, both of us Monday, nigga. They took us out of the first period and suspended both of us. I'm like, for some shit for Friday.
So you thought you liked me?
No, it caught me like just rushed me from behind. But I should have known. We was arguing the whole time. I didn't think he was hard like that. I'm like, fuck you, nigga. You ain't gonna do nothing. I turned around, kept walking. Nigga rushed me. I was like, okay. Monday. Yeah, as soon as I turned my back, as soon as we got Monday, I was like, I'm just fucking him up. They suspended us for the whole week Monday. Both of us.
I know. I haven't had to fight a lot. My words get me out of a lot of shit. I've been told that a lot. My words get me out of a lot of shit. Like, I don't get turned up. I don't do none of that shit. I be like, hey, bro, I wouldn't do that if I was you. Like, you're not as tough as you think, my nigga. Like, relax. Most niggas be like, okay, man, this nigga's not. I've been beat up one time. It was a couple people, but not a group. And Mike was there. You came after the fact. I fought a nigga in front of his cousin, his older cousin watching us. So I'm like, I could have fucked that nigga up, but his older cousin was about that action. So I'm like, fuck, I'm not fighting this older nigga.
I'll be honest. I don't think most of my like getting into fights and losing probably to my older cousins. I don't think I get beat up by niggas that ain't my family.
Oh, Rob slapped you up real good?
Yeah, Rob beat me up before. Rob beat me up before. I couple of my cousins beat me up before.
I think me and you only got into it, twice. We got into it twice.
I don't think I fought none of the cousins.
Shit, I fought a lot of my older cousins. I fought.
I used to want to fight Phil a lot when we was younger.
Shaky.
I think you're the only cousin I fought.
Did y'all ever use weapons on each other?
No.
Tyree used to
my cousin.
Tyree used to weapon.
I was about to say Derek too. Derek used to grab weapons.
Yeah.
Tyree the weapon nigga.
He caught the most phase between the family.
Yeah.
That's why he got this far.
That's why he got the heads he got now, because he was fighting niggas a lot. I ain't put my hands on the nigga, but
Tyree was a nigga you couldn't talk it out of.
Yeah.
You couldn't talk it out of.
He had a bad temper.
Yeah.
And he knew he couldn't whoop you, so he'll fire him.
Yeah, he gonna get his.
He gonna get his.
He decided I'm gonna take this L. I'm getting my lick though.
Woody used to tell him like, Tyree, like stop, bro, like you like stop.
Yeah, plead with that
Woody
nigga.
put them paws on him. So Tyree got about what, like 15, 16? Ain't none of that no more.
Yeah, then shit changed.
I remember the first time. I don't know if y'all there was at Woodard House.
They wasn't. That's
in the living room.
It's like I didn't have no friends. That nigga Tyree pieced him up. In front of everybody.
He came in front of aunties and everything, right?
It was the first time. He dropped him in front of everybody.
That nigga felt like a heavyweight champ.
We all go crazy. Me, Rod, Koenig, Shaky, Willie was there. We all jumped up, was like, oh, we all go crazy. Woody was so embarrassed. He was like, I didn't have no friction. When did I do it? That nigga Chill was like, no.
Enough, bro. There's years of pent up shit. That nigga been shadow boxing, nigga. That nigga been shadow boxing, getting ready.
Oh shit! Speaking of cousins fighting, and Will and Carlton, y'all been watching Bel-Air?
Yeah, man.
I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't gonna watch it till y'all told me it was good. Cause you know I don't fuck with Will Smith. I don't. He's
You don't fuck with him after Jada?
he's just too corny, bro. Like I got rules, bro. Get your house in order. Don't be acting like super dad.
Well, Fresh
Everything's
Prince was
cool.
dope, though. That's not fair. Fresh Prince was dope.
No, I do like it. I'm glad y'all put me on it, but I wasn't gonna watch it at first.
Because
It's cool.
it's
Yeah.
Will's.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, man, your girl got you looking crazy. You making TV shows, man. Go get your shit together, bro. Stop it. But the show is good. But the show is good, bro.
She gonna do what she wanna do.
Did y'all see?
That's the problem.
That's what I wanted to tell y'all before it started. Did y'all see how the show got picked up?
Nah, I haven't.
A regular guy, basically somebody like Mike that make film and shit. He made the trailer of Bel-Air, named it Bel-Air and everything, of him with a basketball in his bed, made a whole trailer. The same trailer they used to put the show.
Yeah.
He did that by himself with him and his homies and his own mama, like talking to him as Will.
And they picked it up.
And it got I think it got like 5 million views, and everybody thought it was real in the comments. And Will seen it and picked it up and called him. He's the same person that's executive producer.
Okay, he did right by the homie. Okay.
I think that's what happened with Raising Dion too. Cause I remember seeing the trailer for Raising Dion mad long before it came out.
Oh, see, and I fuck with Raising Dion. I watched that.
Yeah, I don't know if he picked it up. He's definitely in the show.
But yeah, he got picked up and everything, and he the executive producer and everything. And I was like, what? I just seen that shit yesterday. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. You just thought to let me remake this Fresh Prince.
So what y'all think about it? Y'all like it?
That shit dope.
I like it, man. Only thing I don't like, this is my one gripe. My one gripe is Lisa.
It's not corny.
What about it?
Why? Cause she.
I feel like Will. I'm mad that Will met her so early because Will was the ladies' man in the show. He had all the show. He had all the women in the show, and at those times he had like Tyra Banks. Like you got
different girls. Yeah.
beautiful girls. I'm not saying that Lisa isn't beautiful, but she's not as bad as those.
She's not like the typical.
She's not the typical. Exactly.
Everybody
wanted.
If we playing this up, this is Will Smith. He has a type.
For the
Yes.
record, I think she's pretty.
Yeah, she's
But
She's
I understand what
pretty.
you're saying. I understand
She's a
what
pretty girl. I'm just saying like
I'm just
all
saying.
his girls is like.
Oh, you said yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't think about that till you said that
what's her
earlier.
name?
But
Lisa
that
from Friday. She like what's her
Yeah.
Nia Long.
Yeah,
Nia Long, Tyra
I
Banks.
always had bad ones too.
Yeah.
But that is
Robin
crazy.
Givens, yeah.
That's crazy how they brought her in so early. I don't.
So I'm like, he's not gonna have no other love interest.
I feel that until like I was telling him on the way up here. Until I thought about it, it's almost like a Fresh Prince like alternate reality. You know what I'm saying? Because Hillary was like a valley girl.
Metaverse.
You know, yeah. Because Hillary,
Yeah, because
she
Hillary-
was a valley girl, and now she's like pro-black, making like black like content for like specifically. For
And I love Hillary
you know
character.
what I'm saying?
I love the spin they put on the whole show.
Me too.
I love the spin they put on the whole
I'll tell
show.
you, the only character I really don't mean is Will. Like that's the only character I don't like that. Like I feel like they should have made him himself. Like he tried too hard to be Will Smith, like the original Will Smith.
No, I feel you.
Like I said, I was telling Steph, like he gonna dap his uncle people up, like with the 3 daps.
We at a function. They made you put on a suit to even come out here, and you was just roughing niggas up on the handshake.
Like, he just trying to be
bro.
too cool, like
Yeah.
like how Will was too cool. Like to me, it was like Will was effortless.
That point I feel. That point I feel. But the other stuff I was like, that was like the whole like thing about not even the real Will Smith, the character Will Smith in Fresh Prince. Like he had that. He was like not really flamboyant, but he was like extra with his personality, and he was just extra. I'll just leave it like that. He was extra. So when I saw the new Will Smith doing that, I was like, oh, it fits. It fits. That's why I didn't have a problem with it. But I feel what you're saying.
Well, they didn't have to make him so much trying to be like
Like
that
you,
cool guy.
you played these other characters up, and you changed them. You could have changed the Will character a little bit. I feel like they're trying to hold on to something, but
One thing I did love about the show is that they showed the backstory of actually him getting in trouble.
Exactly. Well, but see, they show what happened in the actual Fresh Prince. Like they showed that episode when he went back to Philly and he confronted the bully that.
Yeah, but he had to go back and you see the actual.
we started from you're leaving Philly because you pulled a gun, you let it go. Now you're doing
And then I think what made me even like it even more because they was in Philly and they used the actual. You know, I'm a battle rap fan, so they used the battle rapper Easy the Block Captain for that. I loved that. I was like, okay, that's what's up.
real Philly nigga.
Yeah, you feel me? I like that. So I was like, okay.
Favorite character?
Hillary. right now. Hillary and
Jeffrey probably my favorite.
Yeah, I was about to say, and maybe Jeffrey,
Jeffrey
just because he a goon. I like he gets shit done.
Yeah,
he gets shit done.
Pull
Pull up on
it's
niggas.
like an alternate reality.
I like Jeffrey and Uncle Phil. Honestly, Uncle Phil, real nigga.
They snapping on Uncle Phil, and now they like Ace Boone Combs. You know what I'm saying? Like I like how they flipped it, but I really appreciate it.
But I always felt like they were super close. He had that relationship where he could pop off on him. Like ain't nobody Butler talking to their boss like that.
Yeah.
But he knew he could because like this is my man's or we've been through something together. I always felt like that was an undertone of their relationship. It's just the way they portraying it. Like he's sitting around drinking cognac and listening to hip hop with Uncle Phil. Then he like, yo, don't worry yourself. Don't worry, Will. Like I'll take care of it.
I like that now because you got to think most of these guys, like you think about a LeBron, you think about these celebrity guys. They don't have a butler. They have a person that does certain
Things for them. Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
So
like you said, house manager.
Yeah, he's the house manager.
He's a house manager. I'm not the
you
butler.
secure. You watch my kid. You do all type of things to make sure everybody's safe.
If I was a celebrity, like up like that, watching Bel-Air would make me look at. I was like, yo, I need a Jeffrey.
Yeah, I need a Jeffrey. Yeah.
Trust.
But that's
everybody like that has somebody like that. You just don't know their name.
Yeah,
you just don't know their name because they should not be known. If they're getting rid of people like that, you don't know their name.
Jeffrey's basically Ray Donovan.
Yeah.
Y'all think Viv about to get bagged?
Yeah, I ain't fucking with that. I did not like that.
Hold on, what you say?
Y'all ain't seen the last episode?
I seen it. Ooh. Spoiler alert. And Viv painting. And Viv a blank canvas and homie trying to paint.
Yeah. And it sounds like
just an associate. An associate.
And it's looking like she might bite the bait.
Can I tell you? I was about to say, nigga violated.
He violated.
Jeffrey got some more work to do.
When do the new episodes come out? Is it
Thursdays?
It's Thursdays.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't know, but I be watching SVU. It come on the same day.
I just be hitting TikTok every day like, shit, when it's coming?
Yeah, come
what
on.
else y'all be watching other than Bel-Air? What else y'all be on?
I still ain't finished.
Euphoria. Yeah. I mean, I'll be watching that.
I watched Euphoria with my girl. That show kind of hard to watch.
It's a lot. Watching my girl.
Yeah, I watch it with my girl too, but that show's a lot, bro. Coming into the show, I knew who Zendaya was, but I didn't really care. I was like, whatever, my nigga. I don't care, but I don't know who this person is. It's a good show, but it's a lot of shit that I personally don't want to be like seeing kids doing.
A lot of shit I don't want.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Storyline like everyday high school drama, like that's cool.
Like, I saw just watching with my girl.
See, and that's what I don't get about the high school drama. I don't believe that high schools is like that. Maybe I'm naive, but I don't believe that.
Because you're in a different environment. You gotta remember that.
And you so far removed.
But I went to 5 different high schools, bro.
This is what I was gonna say earlier when we was talking about that. Like I worked on a high school every day till recently.
School. I went to different high schools, so I'd be like,
it just seems
I didn't
so
see
unreal.
this. I went to a performing arts school. I went to a sports school to where they was busting niggas in. So I went to all different type schools to where the performing arts school, that's where you see like different people that's like each other and shit. But I didn't see none of that. Like I was with rich kids. I was with all type of.
You didn't see none of what?
Niggas that was just druggies. Like I know drug addicts.
You might have just
there was
found,
druggies at my school for sure.
I'm saying I know druggies.
and you might have just found your
not drug addicts.
But you might have just found your tribe at every school.
Sophomore year.
Yeah, you
might have just found your tribe at every school though. You know what I'm saying?
You were attracted to what you felt comfortable with.
There was this girl that went to our church. There was this girl that went to our church. She went to
that kind of narrowed it down.
I'm gonna take that part out. There was this girl that I knew, and she went to a couple of schools in a certain area of Escondido, and then she went to a school in another part of Escondido, and hit a blunt that was laced with some stuff. Damn. And she was
on some shit.
Messed up for months.
But that see right there, that ain't what she signed up for though.
But I'm saying she might have just found different people at that school. She might have stepped outside of her box at that school.
No, because I know motherfuckers.
You gotta remember too though, like you hang out with your comfort zone. So
yeah,
that's
but
what
I knew niggas that was doing drugs, that was popping pills, Molly's, ecstasy. That shit was hot when we was kids, when we was in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, ecstasy,
but I didn't know niggas that was just wild like this. They live, they're drug addicts.
Yeah. Like, look, everything is a dramatization. Everything that you see.
You knew drug addicts.
Yes, like
not druggies, drug addicts.
I can't say that.
Okay, I guess druggies and drug addicts are two different things.
I know.
To me, a nigga druggies is niggas that's they looking for the.
That's
drugs
what they live for.
Yeah,
That's what they live for.
Drug addict is something that
They have a habit. Yeah, they need
They
that.
can't help it.
The dudes I knew in high school, they were abusing drugs, and a couple of them turned into drug addicts. Like I know one dude that
Now, see,
ended
I
up
can see
going off
that.
to school on a D1 scholarship. I won't say one sport and make it known what he was doing, but this dude went off on a D1 scholarship and lost his scholarship because he was on the drugs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he was one of them dudes in school that was abusing the drugs. So
I get what you're saying.
you know what I mean? And I was somebody that I definitely stuck with my tribe. Like it was pretty much just like the black people at our school. But I moved around though. Like I had friends in every little pocket in the school, so I moved around. So I definitely saw.
Shit, I'll stick with the Hoovers.
And I was too scary. And I know I have an addictive personality. So I know if I tried something and I liked it, I was gonna go hard with it. You know what I'm saying? So and at the time I was like, I'm an athlete. I play basketball. I play football. I'm not touching nothing.
I don't think I started smoking weed until I was like really smoking, maybe a senior.
I was 19.
I know for sure when I was first started rolling, I had to flip. Mike taught me how to flip the.
Nigga couldn't roll a blend together. Put both sides together.
Yeah, Mike and Jesse taught me how to roll my first block. I was the nigga. I would buy the weed and be like, bro, you're trying to roll up? Cause I just didn't want to learn. I didn't want to do it.
Try, man. I got out. Let me see.
But like everything we see on TV is a dramatization, so you take that into consideration with it. But like,
They gotta add extras.
yeah,
To make it
but like the Euphoria shit is a lot like
Where is she at?
like I was just telling my wife this. They're from they're from a privileged position. Even Rue, the character Rue, like even her drug addict shit, she knows that she could always just go home. Mm-hmm. She's running around like, spoiler alert, anybody watch the show, you know what I'm saying? She owes a nigga $10,000. That hasn't come up yet because they're trying to get her off of drugs. She's gonna get the $10,000. That's not a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas like us, we our habit.
Your life is on the line.
Yeah, getting us fronted $10,000.
Your life is on the line.
I'm running.
Your life.
Yeah. I'm gonna be on Will Smith. You going to LA? You know what I'm saying? You're going. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not gonna be so. Like you gotta take that into consideration. But it's just a lot of shit on that show. And like I said, me working I see how they're making the dramatization jump to what this is. Working on a high school campus as long as I did, I see a lot of this stuff not on the same level as that show, but I can see how they play it up like that. People so involved with this one person, and this is a toxic high school relationship, but you're doing crazy shit. Yeah, we looking at it like, oh, that's just your high school boyfriend, but they really are beating each other the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. Like that's a lot. High school kids do go through that.
My whole thing is only the drug stuff.
Yeah,
Because
I feel
the having
my nigga Fez.
I'm like I said, I went to performing arts school, so it was gay people there. It was motherfuckers. I knew girls that was having not only having sleep with grown men picking them up. I knew girls that was fucking the principal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like our principal literally got arrested maybe 5-6 years ago.
There's a girl that went to my high school.
Like he was hitting the soccer team when I was going there.
They ain't getting married. Have kids.
And it was noon through the kids that
That shit-
2 girls on the soccer team that's fucking with the principal.
It's so crazy how much that shit happens. Being a coach, bro,
Maybe in his break he'll be in there smashing that.
it's crazy,
Like
bro.
that at Palmdale High School.
Like, bro, my whole soccer
He
team
got
was
arrested.
arrested.
So
So I was
He didn't even go to jail though. The parents didn't press charges.
So it was
But they married to this day. They
My
got
only
3
problem,
kids.
my only problem is the drugs. Like I just don't believe that niggas is that hard. That's why I'm like, where is she living at? Where's she at? Because I don't.
She got
maybe
access
it's
to
them
it all. Yeah.
Maybe it's them little count. Maybe you in a little town or something. Like where are you at? You couldn't be in a big city. Where's you at? To where this is happening? Like because it make me think of like Dope Sick. Like okay, maybe she in like a smaller town where this shit happening at.
Yeah.
You can't be in like Los Angeles and this shit is happening. That's what you're telling me.
Y'all seen that? Y'all seen Dope Sick?
Nah, I don't know.
I haven't seen Dope Sick. I need to watch it.
Niggas to watch that too. What is that? Dope Sick. It's how they it was Oxycontin.
It's how they started getting Oxy on the street.
The opioid.
Hulu.
It's on Hulu. It's on Hulu.
Is it good?
It's in my stuff, but I haven't started watching it yet.
It's
I'm
some
still watching
crazy
Ozarks though, man.
It's amazing.
I heard Ozark was dope.
It's a show. It's a regular show or real life?
It's a doc. It's not. It's a real show, but it's like
a strictly
showing.
show, but
yeah.
it's like what's it like 5-6 episodes?
Yeah, it's showing how they got it on the streets and how they got it approved. The whole thing is illegal.
The start of the opioid epidemic, pretty much. That's how it started.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like Snowfall?
Yeah, Snowfall.
It's kind of like
I got the
Snowfall.
dope on the street.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's kinda
Snowfall.
like-
Snowfall.
Like
hard.
Snowfall?
I do.
Y'all watch-
I ain't finished it, but I like Snowfall.
It's on
Snowfall,
season 5 now.
Yeah.
Snowfall to me is
3.
probably the hardest show out.
I try to get into it, but it's hard for me to get into certain shows.
You said that's the hardest show out, Snowfall?
To me, I don't be watching a lot of shows.
Y'all know the
I'm
hardest
more
show.
so-
My hardest
I'm
show,
not a
Cobra
show
Kai.
right
Y'all know I fuck with Cobra Kai.
Hey, you got me on Cobra Kai. You got me on Cobra Kai. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you.
I been watched that. As
Yeah.
soon as it come out, I'm watching every episode.
Yeah, I'm still making my way through Cobra Kai. It's hard for me to watch the LaRusso nigga, man. He's so weak, bro. He's so weak, bro. Like you got the life made, and this nigga just coming on the scene. Now you all bothered, nigga. I ain't worried about this nigga, bro. He ain't even got no whip, bro.
He changed everybody around him, man. To some
I
nerds.
would have never turned on Cobra Kai, but I was sitting in the radio station. Nigga had it on the TV. I had nothing to do, so I was sitting there editing, watching. I was like, oh, this shit is kind of
Yeah, bro. It was one day. I don't know why I woke up like 3 o'clock in the morning. I just woke up. I'm like, I just turned on Netflix. I'm like, Cobra Kai. I don't even know what this is.
I watched Cobra.
I just turned it on, bro. I watched like 7 episodes in a row.
I watched Cobra Kai when the motherfucker was on YouTube before Netflix.
So,
I watched the whole shit. Me and Tarek sending it to the TV. Man, I'm like, man, look at this shit.
I didn't even know that was a real character.
I'm like, this stuff. I had me excited. This stuff real character.
Rob was telling me about it when we was. Rob was telling me about when we was game. I was like, man, I don't want to watch no spoof show. He's like, nah, bro, it's got the real niggas on it. I'm like, what? I turned these niggas dumb. Oh, the first, bro, how the show opened up, my nigga in the bed with the bottle and all. I was dying. Like, this nigga's life is over because he got kicked in the face, bro. This nigga is so sick, bro.
My ass up and ruined this.
Not even what, because he was beating his ass. One kick, nigga. One kick.
Big dog in the block.
He was beating LaRusso's ass his whole childhood. That nigga's the man now. He can't get away from. He got to see the billboards, it's the commercials. They took his car to this nigga's shop. He was hot, bro. He didn't want to get his car. He's like, it's okay. I don't need your charity. My nigga was like, bro.
But to get back to Bel-Air, how they reimagined Fresh Prince. Like, if there was another sitcom that niggas could reimagine, whether it's like Jamie Foxx show, Martin, whatever. But like, what would niggas?
That's similar to Cobra Kai too. Like they
That's true. That's true.
They similar.
That's true. That's true. If there was another one, like one of the sitcoms, I guess one of the black sitcoms, let's do it like that. If you could actually, or the white ones, Full House, any of that shit. If you could bring back one of the old shows, which one would you do and how would you do it?
Who in this day and age?
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
If it could be flagrant two-ish.
Seinfeld.
If it could be flagrant two-ish.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. You could put it on streaming, so they
never watched it.
So look, man. When I was a kid, I used to stay up late night to watch the Jeffersons, and after the Jeffersons came on, Three's Companies came on.
Okay.
And I thought he was the man as a kid. I'm like, my mom used to tell me, I'm like, Mom, this is the best show. And she like, he's not sleeping with them girls, right? I said, yes, he is. No way you telling me it's 2 girls in this house and he ain't sleeping with neither one of them.
Cartoon shows.
Three's Company, he was the man.
He was the man.
So I'm like, yeah, if they come out, I'll probably want to do a Three's Company, but he got to be player though. He can't just be. They got to make it so that I'm in here.
I don't even know what that
These the
shit was
homegirls, but y'all ain't never seen Three's Company.
I know what you're talking about.
I don't know none of the characters' names or nothing.
The only thing I ever watched was Warner Brothers, Fresh Prince, and
Bro, that's newer shit. I'm talking about
I'll
Three's
probably
Companies
do,
was like before our time.
Yeah,
What's the show with Screech and Lisa and Saved by the Bells? I used to like
They did a reboot of Saved by the
Saved by
Bell.
the Bell's gonna be Euphoria. They're gonna be taking drugs and shit. You see what they doing?
No,
now?
they got a reboot.
I used to watch that.
They got a reboot of
Doing in high school
that. They got a reboot of it. But it's the same nigga, and it's like they kids going to high school, and they got some of the old characters. They like the teachers and shit. Yeah.
You know, all grown up.
What's my nigga name? He be on all the TV shows. Mario, is that his name?
Mario Lopez.
Yeah, Mario Lopez. He's like the principal, or like a teacher in their school, and it's like all they kids from Saved by the Bell is going to their school
Fuller
now.
House.
So if you reanimated it, right, like every show it teaches you a life lesson too, because you have to have some type of climax. And how would you twist that?
I mean, what to Three's Company?
Yeah,
Three's Company is just
He's just
on the ball.
He want the nigga to just to be the man. He up there with these girls. He want this girl. He want him up in there having orgies popping off.
I wanted to be the man. I just wanted to be the man because once my mom told me that they wasn't like he ain't doing nothing with them, I'm like, hold on, what? Like what? They be blocking on him when he had women coming. They just hating sometimes too. So I'm like, he gotta be hitting. Like he gotta be somebody.
He said that's why they press.
That's why they press. Like they like, hold on, nigga, you just was with me last night. I ain't gonna say that, but I'm just gonna
before we leave TV, y'all niggas watch Shark Tank?
No, I haven't seen that.
I'll watch it.
I be on the news because
I be back and forth. I don't really keep up with it.
If I could, well, nah, I love Bel-Air.
I'm a serious nigga, man. That ain't a serious
thing.
of
It'd
it.
probably be Hulu, but right now it'd probably be Peacock. I love Hulu. Shark Tank is on Hulu. Last episode I seen, right, it was a sibling, brother and sister. They came in there, owned the company, but because the brother had quit his job and went 100% in the company, he owned the company 100%, and his sister didn't own any of it, but was working in the company, but still had a 9 to 5. How niggas feeling about that? What y'all?
No.
Has she invested into
No.
right?
No.
Like she leaves her job and come, like she leaves her 9 to 5.
Did we start this together?
She works the business.
If we started this together, there's no way you're getting
So
100%. I'm at 0.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, no, that's not cool at all.
She's a ground level person. Like she's helping him. She's helping him.
So she is investing, but
Yeah, because she invested her time.
No.
She invested her time.
I was about to say
work.
that's called sweat equity. Yeah, it's called sweat equity. You can't tell me like I started a company and I didn't have no money to invest. I was a sweat equity like investor. And when it came down to us putting numbers on the board and breaking down percentages, I was in there like, there's no way you could have more than. I don't care how much money you brought. I work every day.
Yeah.
So let's say they didn't do that, right? And they're starting a company. He's like, well, I do this all day and night, and you get off work at 6, and then you come do it.
So
what percentage should she have, and what percentage should he have? Or I'm basically asking,
it depends on the work they're doing.
What do you think is a fair way? Not even if it was me. What do y'all think is a fair way to break down a business that you're starting? Do you think like evenly, if it's 4 people, everybody, or if it's 3 people, or if it's 2 people, you get 50%, or if I do more work, do I get 70 and you get 30?
I think it's hard to weigh. I think it's hard to weigh work. It's hard to weigh work.
And I want to know if you called me and you had a business in mind, like, look, man, I want to brainstorm this off. We should do this. I think you will help me with this. Okay, hold on. Yeah, you had the wherewithal to think about that, but you need me to do something to help you. All right, and I helped you with this, and then it takes off eventually. I'm spending my time and everything on this. You ain't paid me. I'm not asking for it. I shouldn't have to ask you for a percentage. You should. I'm not asking for half, but you should give me something.
Yeah.
Because you're family, and you shouldn't think that you should get half off of just your work, but you should be like, okay, because
You should want to do right by me. You should want to do right by me. And like this is why I say it's hard to weigh like work. Because what if he do all the day to day, he's setting it up, he getting stuff moving, but she's the one that does the books. What's more important? If you doing the work or if the books get done right so we get paid?
I don't think
They both are.
I think they both.
No, and that's what I'm saying. He got 100%, but they're coming to do some work to get this business off the ground. How you got 100% and I'm sitting at 0?
You should know.
So
You know what I'm saying?
You watch podcasts. So was Brandon Marshall wrong?
Oh, he left IMI fleet?
No, he basically Fred and Shannon left because he wouldn't get him ownership. He did the same thing, kind of like Joe, but Joe started it by himself. On his YouTube page is all that.
Yeah,
that's different.
Brandon Marshall, Brandon Marshall, a little
Start
fat.
that podcast by himself, bro.
I mean,
He started that page by
Start
himself.
that channel by himself, but that don't mean nothing, bro. The podcast is what boomed it, bro.
But if I'm like that's
They're not-
They shouldn't have ownership in what is mine. It's different if you are a paid employee. If you go to your job right now and ask your boss for ownership, they're gonna laugh you out of the room.
But that's why I said
You want ownership because you work here?
Nigga, I don't even got ownership.
That's why I said some people
You
start
know-
together and then do you weigh work. And I just for the record, I'm somebody that feels like if we're a crew and we start this together, we should all own equal parts.
That's all.
But
not true.
That's where it should start.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel.
I'm telling you, it's not like say we start making money off this podcast and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You should have a bigger part of the podcast. This is your
Yeah,
idea. This is your
exactly.
equipment. You can't.
I wouldn't feel like
That's true. Too.
even if because I've been on every episode, I wouldn't be like, yeah, Mike, I think I should get the second biggest portion.
But you wouldn't even think
Nigga,
like
this
that
is
to
all
begin
your
with.
shit. Like, this is all you. This is your
we can all
idea.
have ownership, but
If you want to give us ownership and give us a small, everybody got 5, everybody got 1. Whatever you give us is like, okay, good looking, we the
So
talent.
would y'all feel like y'all should own the podcast
No.
or just make money from it?
Nothing.
I should share in the profits.
I
should share in the profits, and whatever that
whatever
split
it
is
don't cost
up to
you,
negotiation.
On top of what it costs you, I want the profits. I don't want nothing to where
If it's your podcast, whatever.
I don't want nothing to where it come out from
This is
you.
the Cuzzo cast, so this is our podcast. I understand what y'all saying. Like, this is my equipment. I understand.
And it's your
And it's your brain, baby. Yeah, it's your brain, baby.
This is your.
You should have the biggest.
You should
be the one divvying out.
Here's a perfect example.
This is what you get. This is
This
what
is what
everybody
you
gets.
should be the one. Steph might get more than me or whatever.
Yeah,
and
and
even
even
this is yours, bro. This is. Like,
This is a perfect example. When we was doing the Family Room podcast, me and Michael was on however many episodes, right? And then the homie Jesse came in, right? Jesse was like, I don't feel like this is my shit. Y'all been doing this. You know what I'm saying? And Michael's like, no, this is our shit. No, you should feel like this is yours, but you are right in feeling like this ain't your property.
Yes.
You should feel a part of the production. You should feel like you should be able to talk and say whatever it is. You should be able to negotiate what your number is. But now when we start talking about ownership, we got to start thinking about what ownership costs. Everybody want a piece of ownership, but don't nobody want to pay the cost of ownership. Right. Michael has had to pay for everything that's up in here making this shit work. Whether he's got it back already or not is irrelevant.
That's not your problem.
You didn't put in here.
I can see if Mike came to me like, let's go everybody, let's split up and
Now we talking different.
All this, everybody do it.
Now we talking.
Let's get a dedicated studio. Let's get a dedicated space. All of that.
Then we could go. We all splitting everything down the middle.
But my mind.
And even then, I don't feel like it's a split down the middle because I feel like you gotta like even when we brought up our hypothetical on the Family Room podcast, it was like what are you bringing to this? You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like I was an integral part of what it was. For a long time, it was just me and Michael. Of course, I'm an integral part of what it was. No, I don't want to see a third nigga coming in talking about wait. So my percentage got to change because we got to make it equal for you. I've been here for so long, and it's like
our old podcast because that was gonna be my example. Because in our podcast, and this is honestly God how I felt like I did the heavy lifting as far as like the behind the scenes. I bought the camera,
100%.
equipment. I would think of the majority of the topics, but honestly, on camera and on the mic, I felt like you were more intriguing than I was. So I felt like, how could I feel like I should get more if I truly in my heart feel like, yeah, people turn on the podcast to see me, but I feel like they tune in to see your opinions more. So how could I feel like it? Never mind the behind the scenes, what people actually see, the product. I feel like you probably had more. But even with that, weight in that.
I think you gotta weigh everything, and then that's the negotiation.
Without the behind the scenes, he has no product to be seen. That's
it's the same thing with the Joe Budden podcast. Like, if it was just a Rory and Maul before Joe Budden, nobody would have ever tuned into this podcast. Right. We tuned into the podcast
to see Joe Budden, and then we started liking you niggas.
And then we started liking, so they shouldn't have equal shares, Joe. Because if y'all could have started your own podcast, nobody would have ever watched it.
Yeah, just like y'all numbers boomed when you motherfuckers left, and now you niggas back at a little low 100,000. It's all right, bro.
You know what I'm speaking about.
It's all right, bro.
And that's not a bad number.
That's not a bad number. But
you were overinflated when you popping shit, talking about like now academics. A year gonna go by, people gonna be done hearing them not talking about Joe, and they gonna be out. And that's what has happened. And it's not to say look, you guys are interesting. I personally don't think you guys are interesting away from Joe Budden, but that's me. But people follow y'all, and y'all should be able to monetize and do whatever y'all want. But you can't go to Joe and say, I want ownership in this. Even if he's preaching that shit, you got to be realistic about what ownership means. Ownership means you pay people, even when there's no money. Exactly. Like when Joe Budden was saying there was no money coming in this podcast, you niggas were still getting checks. That's what nobody wants to talk about. The boss still has to pay everybody. You don't want to do that, so you don't want to be in ownership. Don't talk to me about ownership. Here's your check. Go home.
Is money coming out of Rory pockets to pay the behind the scenes people and everything?
Light bills.
When the money started, when he had the money to do it. But I'm saying when there's no money,
when
Joe has to find out how to get everybody paid in here, whether it come out of my personal pockets or whether it come out of this podcast.
Early on, Rory brought the ads in. Rory brought the ads in early.
Did Rory?
But then with the ads though, we all know that Joe don't give a fuck about the ads. Yeah. He don't even like doing the ads. So you doing the ads was for you because you niggas wanted money. Because you niggas wanted money.
That's valid.
I think like let's use their situation. I think there's points to be made on both ends, but at the end of the day, The boss has to shoulder the load. And if you're showing up late, if you ain't got topics, if you ain't doing this, when you're talking about ownership, you better be a huge part of what's on the camera. You better be. And now if you're talking about you don't want to show up and you don't want to do this, the boss doesn't get those luxuries.
Yeah,
you can't just get mad, throw your hands up and say, fuck it. The boss don't get to do that. Since you want to act like that, you want to be an employee. That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. There's high-priced employees. LeBron is an employee of the Lakers. He get a lot of money to be an employee.
He got a salary.
You know what I'm saying? But the boss, Jeannie Buss, got to figure out if COVID hit, we still got to pay everybody. How we going to do that?
Jeannie Buss got to have 15 niggas on the roster.
Yeah, no matter what. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Without a LeBron.
If nothing else, Rory should have had ownership.
Why though? Why you think that?
From episode 5, and he was.
So you think this?
He was essentially
episode 5, right?
He was essentially
not even if he was at episode 1. If you agreed to come on here as an employee at one, you don't get to change this because we're getting more successful now. You picked your role. Joe Budden went a long time without getting big money. And he just kept on betting on himself, betting on himself, betting on himself, betting on himself. And now he's where he's at. And now it's like, oh, Joe being foul. I think he handled it foul. But his point of now you want all of this because we got it? Yeah, I don't know.
If I start a podcast, if me and Doe start a podcast, and we're doing okay, the numbers is cool. It's not really where I want them to be. For the record, I'm not a numbers nigga. I'm just putting myself in their situation.
Yes, sir.
Me and Doe start a podcast, and the numbers is cool. They straight. Everything is fine. But then we bring Rod on episode 5, and then we get to rocking. Oh no, I'm sorry. We don't even get to rocking yet. Do
the world know me? Do the world know who I am, or you popular already, right? Everybody know they tune in because.
So do Ice and Ish get a
like Joe was some multi-million. Like,
he was known though.
They know you. You gotta put that like they know you. They don't know who I am from the can of paint.
No, I think this is what it is.
This was a universal song,
and I think this is what it is.
Mike, you watch You Got Served every time. Pump it up.
They don't know me from a can of paint. Everybody's watching this because of you. And you want to bring me on just like
now
just to help me out. I can't say, hey, I want some ownership.
And I disagree that they were tuning in for Joe. I think they were tuning in for the dynamic of the three of them.
Everybody so you tuned in. Keep it a buck. You tuned into the show because you was like, I like Rory. Why'd you first be honest? What's the first?
I was just about to say.
What's the first time you made you tune into that podcast?
The first ever episode I listened to, it was Marissa was still on there, and they were talking about Sierra and Russell Wilson. Sierra brought future son to the practice. Put on Russell Wilson's jersey.
I remember that.
And they were talking about whether or not that was okay because of how long they have been dating and all.
If it wasn't Joe Budden's podcast, if that wasn't the name or nothing, do you think you would ever came across your timeline?
Back then, it was called "I'll Name This Podcast Later."
But if Joe Budden wasn't on there, would he came?
I didn't know it was Joe Budden's podcast. That name brought me to the podcast.
I think that
I named that podcast, and I was like, "That's kind of dope." And I was like, "Oh, this is Joe shit."
I'm saying it wouldn't have been on your recommendations if Joe wasn't there.
If Joe Budden was on there, it would have been on your recommendations. Timeline.
I was always on SoundCloud.
I don't think that. I think that's a piece of it. I think the bigger piece of it is like everything is a negotiation and everything is in timing. You guys are talking about ownership now because Joe's been pushing ownership. And he's talking about ownership of the things that you create. You did not create this. You know what I'm saying? Like, people sell the rights to things that they created, and now that's somebody else's. Right. They did that in negotiation. You have to negotiate everything. They were paid employees for a long time.
We can move on because we can go on and on about this, but Rory and Ma absolutely helped build that show.
I'm not saying they didn't, but I'm saying they knew it. Yeah, but they knew their role the whole time, though.
How am I in foul for feeling like I should own something that I helped build? That's all I'm saying. If I help build it, how can I not feel like I should?
No. I'm not. No, you could feel how.
You have to feel how you want how high you want your salary.
No, and you could feel like you want ownership. But what did you negotiate?
And you got the right to feel how you want to feel.
Here's the difference. Should
LeBron own the Cavaliers? Because when he owned the Cavaliers, everything booming out. Everything's booming.
The city,
this whole city booming. But when he leave, everything's down. So should LeBron feel like?
Were here before he got there.
I'm actually.
But should I get a portion? I make your city make hundreds of millions of dollars just because I'm here.
You think he should have ownership just because? Or no, because
LeBron absolutely should. He took them to a level they would have.
So you think he should have ownership?
I do think Rory Moss.
And Dan Gilbert looking at you like, nigga, please, why?
You think LeBron
I paid
should
him.
own the Cavaliers, the part of the Cavaliers? This because they drafted him.
But from Dan Gilbert, he's telling you, nigga, I paid that nigga. He a worker.
I paid him the amount.
He a contract worker.
But that's the line I'm talking. But that's the line I'm talking about. And that's why I say everything's a negotiation, because Rory and Maul were going for a very long time as paid employees, and as long as the money was going up and everything was cool, they got to a point to where they could see themselves making another move. And now they're like, why don't I own some of this? I'm a big deal. I'm a big part of what's going on here. But what have you negotiated?
Let me say this.
But he wasn't in a position to negotiate that.
Nobody knew Kurt Warner. See, he was on the Rams, right? Nobody knew who Kurt Warner was. He was undrafted, everything. He brought the Rams to the greatest show on turf. Everything. He brought them back to relevancy. Won them championships. Everybody getting cash because of Kurt Warner. So you think Kurt Warner should be like, I should deserve ownership
Forever. I need a piece of this
I need
forever.
a piece of this. Or should he be like, my salary should be this? I should be the highest paid quarter because nobody knew Rory. Nobody knew who Rory was.
But it's different though.
I know I didn't. I'm so Maul.
I didn't know
I agree.
was.
I agree.
And I hated that nigga.
Yeah.
I didn't know
agree.
who he was.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I agree that it's different. I think that what happened to them in that podcast is, one, Joe was doing a little bit of funny business, and two, they started looking around and saying, I can make another move. I'm gonna leverage that to get ownership here. And Joe was like, not gonna happen,
thing, bro. Go do your
and not gonna happen. And then when they found out it wasn't gonna happen, is when everybody started getting upset. Because now I want to see the numbers. I want to see all of this. And go to your boss and ask them for the numbers of what the company's doing. The exact same thing is going to happen.
No, bro, it's different because they're percentage partners. It's a completely different.
And that's what I'm. No, but that's what I'm saying. They agreed to that. Why did you agree to that if you wanted ownership? You're on contract.
Two different points now. You're talking about two different points.
No, but you're on contract as an employee.
From the beginning, if Rory wanted ownership, says before I get on the episode, before. You should give me 10% of this podcast.
Even when you got your first contract.
You start with those episodes. Let me get paid off. I want ownership in these episodes.
I come for you. Hey, I want 10% of this podcast.
They want a part of that.
Nobody know who I am, but no. After this shit get popping and everything, now you want percentages.
And
before I get on here, I believe in myself. I'm just saying.
And he told you y'all could use.
That's how it works.
If you can't, that y'all going here with, and you niggas couldn't do nothing.
You don't think Rory should be before he got on why didn't Rory before he got on one episode come to Joe and say, before I get on this podcast, I want 10% of this podcast?
Quick question, Mike. You don't think him being on the Joe Budden podcast helped his
It helped everything for him, bro.
Absolutely it did.
It helped everything for him. He
And
wouldn't
now
be
you
here.
coming to tell me you want to strong arm some more?
Yeah, no, man.
You want to strong arm some
made
more?
money off of me. You've made, not off of me. You've made money off of your hard work and the work we've done. No, yeah, we've made money together, and you signed up to be one of my employees.
Look, say if Eminem wanted to come on the.
So that's your. So hold on. So that's y'all's only gripe because of what they agreed to initially.
Because you didn't ask for ownership when you
My
first got ownership.
My gripe is that y'all on his platform, right?
Yeah, on his platform.
Y'all on his platform. Y'all on his IP. Everything.
He was being thirsty to be on there now.
Y'all was on because the Joe Budden channel.
Exactly.
The Joe Budden channel was originally him recording
my
to
shit.
Him and Tahiri in the house and shit.
I feel like
Y'all remember that?
I remember that.
That didn't have nothing to do with them niggas. Then he started doing the podcast. Then y'all on there. Maul, you came later. It's like you wasn't even originally there. Like.
I always try
And then for Maul, you already know how I feel about Maul. You to ride with the nigga that you just met, bro, is wild to me.
And in his mind, this is Joe Budden.
Real talk.
I'm thirsty to be on his podcast.
On his podcast because he's Joe Budden.
Now I feel like I'm entitled. No, that's not how it works, bro.
And for
to come on here,
for 50 episodes, the nigga was too cool to say nothing. Anything.
I don't think it has nothing to do with the work they did on the
This is
podcast.
the last thing. We can move to another topic.
All right.
If I'm doing a podcast and I come to you and say, my nigga, I don't really like how my podcast is cool, but come be on my podcast, bro. It's not. I don't really like the way it's rocking. And I invite you to the podcast, and then it pops off. You're not gonna feel like you guys own it.
No, I should have said that before you even told. When you told me first, hey, Rob, come on my podcast.
That's about knowing your value.
I should be like, can I get 20% of it? Or
You're correct.
I think that's
now,
on Joe
answer my
Budden to
question.
feel like he
in the
was
future
focused
now,
on
you asked me to come on here, and now we super lit. And and I'm your man.
You have every right to feel entitled, but it's on Joe Budden. It's on Joe Budden.
That's the part that stings me. That's the part that stings me. One, if somebody's coming to me,
y'all wouldn't do that.
This has happened to me in
if
real life.
If you do a podcast and you invite one of your friends to come do the pod and it pop off, you're not gonna take care of him, bro?
I'm gonna take
fine that.
What's the difference?
Am I gonna give him 33%?
Take care.
Nobody.
Taking care is like.
Because I seen it for myself, and he seen it for himself with somebody who popped off in the NBA. He didn't take care of nobody. He got a whole new friendship and all type of things. So just because you're saying that, ideally, not everybody thinks
exactly.
Like that.
And Joe paid them niggas as the top 1% of podcasters.
Yeah.
I paid you. So I'm thinking I'm taking care of you.
What you saying?
And you saying that I'm not taking care of you enough.
I seen it for my own eyes, bro.
And I was not getting paid before. Nigga, I was struggling before or not doing how good I am doing now. If you hook me up and I'm doing good now and I wasn't doing shit before, I can't tell you how much how much you should give me. I should have said that.
And then to be clear, it doesn't sound like their gripe is ownership. That's me. It sounds like their gripe is they feel like they should have been paid more money. That's all.
But he paid you as the top 1%.
No. I feel like they have a right to feel how they feel. I feel like, and this has just been business in general. If Joe Budden says this a lot, you have to go through it, learn those lessons, so you do better the next time. They went through that first time and thought on the strength, because this is my man, he's gonna do what's best for me. And Joe Budden did what's best for him and his network. And that's what every business is going to do. And you got to understand where you fit in that.
There's a podcast.
I don't watch nothing.
Rory or
nothing on
Measly Mom, Rory.
I watch nothing they do.
You call that nigga a
Measly Mom.
Like you said, those names on the track.
I still mess with them, and I like to be in the loop.
So you watch all their podcasts?
Not all of them.
But before you used to watch all their podcasts.
I ain't watching not one of their podcasts,
because they was on that platform, right?
Because it was on what platform?
The Joe Budden podcast.
Now they got a name.
I wanted to see how good their podcast would be out.
So I'm asking you today. Be honest. Do you watch all this? Every rush before you rush to go? If the Joe Budden podcast drop, you'll go listen to it, right?
Start to finish.
Now, do you go?
Listen to Measly Mom?
Nobody does. Nobody does.
Every time their podcast,
I put it in my
watch
it later.
Whenever I finish all my good podcasts and I got time,
all my good podcasts. He said all my good podcasts. Look, for me, it's in this order.
Nigga got 20 of them motherfuckers in here before he gets to another podcast.
That's an hour of work. I'm bored as hell.
I got time.
That's what they messed up. They dropped the same 2 days as Joe. So after I'm done watching,
because
Joe,
they got the model. These is the days to drop.
Exactly.
These are the days to drop when you hot though.
Joe told us.
It's just smart business. That's
No.
Joe told us the algorithms on this thing.
They gonna see. They used to see
It's
them.
just smart business.
Yeah,
No,
that's a fact.
After I watched Joe first, and I subscribed to the Patreon. I'm not on part of the show.
You gonna get Rory and Maul? You gonna get Rory?
No, he ain't buying their Patreon. He don't even buy their Spotify.
And that's what I was about to say. After I'm done watching Joe,
I pay for Spotify, so I guess I got it all. Bro.
Every day?
I mean, ain't got it for them niggas, man. They ain't getting my views though.
If I'm not like, if I'm still in the house when Joe,
I'm saying you make sure you watch every episode of Joe Budden podcast, right?
Start to finish.
I'm be honest.
Do you make sure you watch every episode of Rory Moore, or only when if you have time?
Hey, I'm a different type of nigga, man.
No,
I'm just asking.
No, of course
if you have time.
I'm trying to be fair and answer your question. It's not if I have time. I say, the Rory and Maul dropped. I'm gonna go watch that. But when I turn it on, I don't always finish it.
I'm be honest, man.
Okay.
If I'm Joe Budden,
but you still,
I watched that first 5 just to see what it was gonna look like.
What you saying?
And then I was like, I'm out.
The Joe Budden podcast.
I don't find them compelling.
Kobe, Flagrant 2. I make sure I finish those when I turn them on. Even if I'm like, I gotta go do.
Yeah, even if
I haven't watched Drink Champs.
I haven't watched Drink Champs in one season.
For Drink Champs,
it depends.
It depends on who's on there.
That's why I don't like how $1 million worth of game did it, because it depends who's on there. If I'm gonna go rush to it.
Drink Champs, I haven't watched Drink Champs since
$1 million worth of game used to be top priority, but when they just get anybody in there, like
my podcast order, it goes.
What's his top 5 podcast?
Bomani Jones. I listen to the right time.
I watch Bomani
I watch Bomani every time it drops. I watch Bomani every time it drop. I watch Joe Budden podcast every time it drop. Drink Champs, I don't watch it every time. It depends on who's on there. But if it's somebody I want to see, as soon as it comes out, I watch it. You know what I'm saying? And then the other ones is just like as I have time. I watched the first 5, maybe 6 episodes.
I watch Flagrant.
I watched maybe the first 5 or 6 episodes of the Rory and Maul, whatever they call it, because I just wanted to see what their podcast would be. You know what I'm saying? And then after I was like, I got it. I got what I thought I was gonna get.
Y'all want something from the store?
No, I'm good. Like I don't find either one of them compelling. I don't find either one of them compelling. That's why.
Anybody else?
I'm Gucci. Like I just don't find those guys compelling. And this is my thing with the Joe Budden podcast. Like you said, we can leave this, but it's like the Joe Budden podcast has changed since they got these other 2 hosts, and it's a better show.
It's a better.
So now if we're talking about ownership, like you wanted ownership of what?
So I mean, I know
you wanted ownership of something that another person was pumping up.
You think Ish should get a part of the ownership?
All right, since
The platform is solidified. The Joe Budden podcast audience is there. Like people that
they should be employees. They should be paid employees.
They should be paid well.
Yeah, paid well.
Better than Rory and Maul.
I got a gripe.
I
got a gripe with Mike. What he said at the beginning of this.
What did he say?
You said Peacock is your favorite app.
No, I didn't say that.
You said Peacock.
You said if you had to pick one right now.
Right now, I would keep that because I want to watch Bel-Air.
What's your favorite app? If you only had one,
I would have to say Hulu.
It's hard to be Hulu.
I mean, because I got live Hulu too, so I watch.
It's hard to be Hulu.
I see Rush Hour.
Hulu got
It's hard to be Hulu.
Life. I didn't watch Life on there. A bunch of things. It was like
I don't know, bro.
If Netflix got state property or something, they might get in the running for me, but they'd have to do something like that.
I had Dusko Poppington or whatever.
Damon.
Oh, you had that?
I had it for 2 or 3 months. It was cool, bro. I really only got it because I wanted to watch state property, but then I started checking out other stuff. I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. But in my
I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
Netflix be having some originals, bro. That you.
What Netflix? Cobra Kai is the only thing I watch.
No, Netflix got some shit. Ozark.
I haven't tried Ozark. I heard it was
Vikings, nigga. Vikings.
Yeah,
Crazy. I fuck with Vikings, bro.
Yeah, Vikings.
That's
is
the shit
lit.
you fuck with,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You should watch that. That shit lit.
I was watching C for a minute. I kind of fell off, but I was watching C.
Yeah, that's on Apple.
This is the problem. This is the problem. Like how we grew up watching TV. They've made us bingers, and it's hard to just sit up and binge shit. Like me and my girl now, we on that weekly program. We like Euphoria come out once a week, Bel-Air come out once a week. I'm watching
Bel-Air with your girl.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm looking for shit to binge.
I'm trying to get away from binging, bro. I'm trying to get away from binging because I be hating when I be fiending. Next week. I be fiending. That's the problem.
I thought Bel-Air was
me too. They dropped all of them.
It's only 3 episodes.
But that's how they got us conditioned. That's my thing. They got us conditioned to binge, which honestly, I mean, I personally think that it hurts these platforms because it's like if I come on Hulu and I watch 2 shows on Hulu. And I wait till they out and I binge them, and then I'm not on your app at all till they come back out. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of hurts you. I'd rather remember when Netflix first dropped when they got off the CDs when they wasn't shipping CDs no more to where you could go to their streaming platform and everything you was watching was coming out every week. I mean, was coming out on a day, weekly. Yeah. You was on Hulu like, yo, I got a Tuesday, Thursday, Friday night slate that I'm watching. My shit come out on Sunday. I'm gonna make sure I'm there. Now it's like I watch whatever I'm watching on Netflix or Hulu, and I'm done with it for a month or a year until the next episode come out. You know what I'm saying? I waited a year or more for Ozarks to come back out. But as soon as it came back out, Ozarks is hard.
Ozark is good.
Ozarks is hard.
It's on some Breaking Bad shit or it's on some.
Nah, it's better than Breaking Bad to me.
Better than Breaking Bad?
Yeah, it's better than Breaking Bad to me.
You know, I was a Breaking Bad nigga. Like, I don't know if it's better than Breaking Bad.
I'm into characters. When I watch a show, I want to find compelling characters I can attach to, and Ozarks has that, bro.
I know you were talking about Yellowstone. He told me about Yellowstone for a minute.
Yellowstone go crazy. Yellowstone
was nice.
Yellowstone, that's some real white boy shit.
But
it's
yeah,
hard.
Ryan ain't gonna fuck with Yellowstone.
No, he not. These niggas riding horses. I don't know. Yeah.
Yellowstone for a minute.
I could already hear Rod like, oh, these niggas on horses.
Ryan gonna be in the group chat like, y'all niggas telling me to watch Yellowstone.
They wrangling. They wranglers. I don't know, nigga. I don't know what a wrangler is.
Yellowstone sounds like some Brokeback Mountain type shit.
No. This gangster.
I'm just saying what it sound like.
Yeah, Yellowstone gangster.
This shit been in their generations for years. This shit getting their families for generations.
Which is crazy.
They not giving up the land.
The white man fighting for his land that his family took from the Indians, which is crazy.
And he is not giving it up by any means necessary. He don't give a fuck who
They
he gotta kill.
offered the nigga $500 million, and he was like, no.
Nah, I ain't doing it, nigga.
And he about to lose it in 2 years. But he said, no, I made a promise. This nigga ignorant.
I don't mean to change the subject, but it's a bunch of married dudes in here and stuff. Like, do y'all feel like y'all single until y'all married, or how far y'all think y'all take that? Like,
What you mean single?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you're not married, would you still like mess around? How far you think you could mess around and your girl could mess around, or you think once you get in a relationship with a girl, is that the same thing as being married? What changes when you marry? Like, you feel me? Like,
I feel you.
I feel
you get what I'm saying?
No, I feel what you're saying.
For me, once I tell you my girl, don't. Nah.
So what's changed when you married then? Y'all is the same
What
thing?
changed when married for me is I think
It's a lifetime commitment.
I think when you my girlfriend,
I need the red.
Are y'all still open? Y'all still open to? Not saying you supposed to, but say if it's just your girlfriend, you could. If another girl texts you, you might could just text her back on a simple conversation. But if you marry, you know not to text that girl back. I'm married man. You feel me? Like, you feel what I'm saying?
No, that's real.
I think
that's how I did it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, once you married, it's like.
I'm
cutting everything off. You feel me? But if it's just my girlfriend or what?
I mean, obviously I'm married now, but once I started dating my wife, and it's funny because I told this story to Derek and Steph. I remember like I was talking, and when I was a single nigga, I was clear with all the girls I was talking to. Like I'm talking to multiple women, like just so all of y'all know. And then when I started dating my girl.
When y'all, what is dating?
When I
you my girlfriend?
I said to her like, yo, you want to be my girl?
Okay, that's dating.
I asked her like on some old school shit, like, do you want to be my girlfriend?
Okay.
She said yeah. And at that point, I didn't tell all the other girls that I was talking to that I had a girlfriend. And literally, I've told this story to Steph and Derek before. I remember sending like a super like lovey-dovey text to what was now my wife, but at the time my girlfriend, like saying like, oh, I can't wait to see you, da-da-da-da. And she sent me like some lovey-dovey shit back. 30 seconds later, another girl that I was talking to before I had a girlfriend hit me like, oh, like when the next time I'm gonna see you, when you go pull up, da-da-da-da. I remember sitting there looking at my phone like, damn, like I didn't do this right, like, cause these other girls are still gonna hit my phone, you know what I'm saying? So like, as they hit the phone, just telling like, yo, I got a girlfriend now. I remember feeling like, what? You know what I'm saying? But to answer your question, like, if somebody were to be cheated on by their girlfriend or boyfriend and they stayed with them, I'd be like, okay. Well, actually, nah, it's the flip side. Actually. Because once you married and like you got time in and that's like you committed, it's like, okay, this is something that we got to work on. Actually, I don't know how.
I feel either way is something you got to work on.
No, I think nothing outside changes. You change.
Okay.
I think that like you can do whatever you want. Every relationship is different. Everybody got different rules. For me, everything outside, I know how I am. Mm-hmm. Everything outside of me changed. Like, I want this girl to be the only one. I want this girl to be like, I don't need these other outside things. I don't want to entertain 2 or 3, 4, 5.
That's why you would marry her, right? Before.
Yeah. No,
if it's just your girlfriend, I'm saying you supposed to be loyal and everything to the girl.
But that's what I mean. But that's what I mean by everything outside. When I'm dating somebody, I may still entertain this outside stuff. Like me personally, I wouldn't. But I don't blame people who like they're talking to somebody. They might be talking to 4 or 5 different people. When you start getting serious about somebody, okay, it's supposed to be like stages. You start narrowing shit down, and that's what I mean by everything's different for every relationship, right? Like so for some niggas, when they committed, they gotta literally have a conversation like we're exclusive. We don't fuck with nobody else but me and you. Some other people is just
on the girlfriend stage. Like,
that's what I'm saying, on the girlfriend stage. Like the marriage thing is. Like, I'll tell a quick story. Like, when I was getting with my girl, I told Mike, like, she originally told me that she wasn't feeling me like that. Like, she was like, I like you like a best friend. And I told Mike she's lying. Flat out. I came home, I was like, she lying, bro. Like, this girl spends every second that she's not at work with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, she definitely likes me more than that. You know what I'm saying? But, like, for me, I wasn't doing the other outside stuff because I knew I wanted this one singular thing. If the one that you're with don't stop you from wanting those outside things, nothing has changed for you. You know what I'm saying? So keep doing whatever you was doing. I started waking up being like,
I think
how's she doing? I started going to bed making sure, like, let me make sure she's all right.
It's probably different for everybody.
Because you gotta think, Steph is also a guy that was dating one girl at a time his whole life.
Yeah.
So it's different for him.
Yeah.
He was already looking for
one
woman his whole life.
That's a valid point.
So it'd be
No,
different
that's
for the
valid.
guy that was doing things. If he was running around, it's different for that guy.
That's how I feel like. I feel like if I have a girlfriend, I mean, we supposed to be exclusive to each other, but you can't get mad at me. I can't get mad at you for venturing off. I mean, I might text somebody else back, or maybe even pull up and go see somebody. Like, I gotta be respectful so you don't find out or something. But I might go do that if you're just my girlfriend. But I feel like if I have a wife, I would never do that. I would never.
I think that
I feel
certain things got to be understood. Those are. I think what you're saying is all those are conversations, because like we're all saying, like, everything is different for everybody. If I have a conversation with my girl and be like, look, I fuck with you, I'm feeling you, I'm trying to spend my time with you, see where this go, but I'm not gonna tell these other girls that I don't want to see what's going on with them. I may get to a point to where I'm like, hey, yo, man, I gotta kick these girls to the side because this is my only one.
That's how I feel like.
I feel like as men, once we reach a certain age and a certain level of maturity, when you make a girl your girlfriend, you feel like, you know what?
Things should come with that.
I don't know for sure, but you might be the one for me.
Mm-hmm.
You might be the one for me. But and I'm gonna treat you as such while we're dating. But while we're dating, I didn't treat it like this, but I'm okay if people treat it like this. While we're dating, if I'm at a bar, if I'm at a party, and I meet somebody that we got a good vibe, we got good energy and all of that, I'm not married yet. So who am I?
That's how I feel.
Who am I to shut down like that? Might be the one. You're my girlfriend.
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
My mom told me my whole
I
life.
feel the same way.
But to answer your question, I feel like once a man proposes, you've decided no. That's the one.
Exactly.
But until you propose, like, you shouldn't, because you've made a commitment.
Because you made a commitment, but
you're not necessarily in the grand scheme.
that's what marriage is for.
And everybody goes about that process differently. I may entertain 2 or 3. I may entertain one at a time.
Yeah. And that might be the one.
I agree.
So your girl could feel like, yeah, you are wrong. But in the grand scheme of things, no, you're not wrong. Because that might be my wife.
If we supposed to be that exclusive, then we supposed to get married. We got to be married.
I don't think that neither though.
So what's the point of marriage then?
I think
You don't think you should be exclusive to your girlfriend, or your girlfriend should be exclusive to you?
If we don't have no plans to getting married or nothing, and we just boyfriend and girlfriend, then no. I mean, we could.
And that's
Me
but,
personally,
but that's what I mean by
don't disrespect me or don't. But if you talk to somebody outside, I can't be mad at you, because at the end of the day, if I know I could have asked you, hey, can you be my wife, and you would just say yeah,
I should have did that.
then I should have just did that. Then that's the next step. You feel me? Like, other than that, like I say, we not supposed to talk to other people, but we gotta make sure I don't disrespect
how should it work? How should it work? I don't even gonna put it on you. Your girl, anybody's girl, but your girl, y'all boyfriend and girlfriend. It's no proposal, no nothing. Y'all boyfriend and girlfriend. And she meets somebody out at the club. She didn't plan to go out and meet nobody, but a nigga happened to be next to her at the bar.
Yeah,
and they
game her up.
They not even gamed her up, but they started a conversation. She liked this dude, and they ended up having a conversation about an hour or two at the bar. There's nothing wrong with that. Would y'all be mad if your girlfriend had
I would be mad, but
hour-long conversation at the bar with a nigga? Would y'all be mad
if I
at that?
ask this girl, if it's the girl that I know, that I would ask, hey, can you marry me today?
My
She
girl
say,
came
yeah.
home with a 2-hour conversation from a nigga. She gave him way too much time. But what was how good was that conversation? Like, okay, well, where did that conversation go? You gave this nigga your number? Like, what happened? Because that conversation was too good for you to be there for 2 hours
That's
and
a
not give up the number.
If you like it, you should have put a ring on it. Like, you could have put it.
That's a slippery slope. But I can't put a ring. I can't put a ring on something I like. I gotta love it.
Yeah, because
but how you gonna get mad at?
About an hour and left, and we
I'm gonna be mad.
numbers or nothing like that.
I'm gonna be mad.
You could be mad, but at the
It
end of the
depends
day,
on what you do. It depends on
I'm
what
saying
you
you
do.
could be mad, but at the end of the day,
Nobody did nothing
At
wrong.
the end of the day, you could have asked this girl to be a wife, and so why didn't you ask this girl to be a wife if you're gonna be that mad?
Because we ain't there yet. You never know. We ain't there yet. We might not
Look,
be.
So how you gonna get mad at her if y'all not there? How you gonna be mad at her for talking to another guy?
Nah, I'm gonna be mad. Period.
No, I'm saying you could be mad. I know you could be mad, but at the
Is that
grand
what
scheme of
justifies
things,
the anger?
but
I put it
at
like
the
I put it
I'm
like
gonna be
this.
mad too. I don't give a fuck if it's a girl I'm not
It's
even my
your-
girlfriend.
It's your ego that's making you mad.
Yeah, also, if I don't care if it's a girl that's not my girlfriend.
'Cause
If
my-
I see her talk, if I'm messing with you and I see you talking to another dude, I'll be mad. Like,
Yeah, like, why you-
I don't give a fuck if I'm talking to 3 or 4 girls. That's just my, like you said, it's my ego. Like,
Like you talking to me.
yeah, you talking to me.
I'll use an example like this. Like, I'm not saying that this happens. I'm telling you how I would feel. If my girl goes out with her and her homegirls, I expect them to get hollered at. I expect her to talk to some niggas. I'm not feeling no
but
kind
a
of way.
2-hour conversation?
But to your point, if she come home and like, let's say we not married, because we married. I'm not playing that. But like,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
That's all I'm
But
saying,
if she
it's
comes
different.
home and she's like, this dude at the bar was so sweet. Like, this happened. Me and my girl was out. We out in the club. This nigga trying to get at my girl. I'm sitting in the cut watching. You know what I'm saying?
Before she was your wife.
Yeah, before she was my wife, and I tell niggas this
But
all the
you
time.
there though, so
No,
that's
I know,
that's a level of disrespect.
No, and I tell niggas this all the time. You could take it as disrespect, or you should have a level of security that's
can't
not
get
an
your
issue
girl.
for you. This nigga was coming up, and my girl was loving it because she just like corny shit. This nigga was singing the song that was playing in the club to her. All this nigga, like, she was in loving it. She was laughing. She was like, oh my God. Like, he was legitimately like flattering her. And then as soon as that nigga was done, she got up, she came over. What she want? She want her nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's like, I feel like that's the natural progression of stuff. Whatever could happen, I want this singular person. So if we're talking and somebody else could come in and take you away from what we have here, then we're probably not ready for marriage. You know what I'm saying? And all of that stuff. And when you like, we're probably not on a track to get married because you're obviously looking for something that I'm not providing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always put it back on me. I don't think there's. I think there's a million reasons to do what people call cheating. I think that's left up to the two people in that relationship if that's cheating or not. Y'all got to decide that what y'all let go. What y'all decide is right and wrong in y'all's relationship is what y'all decide is right and wrong. But I personally think that the natural progression should be: I meet somebody, I talk to somebody, I feel this person. I can't be without this person. And now we're here talking about marriage. I can't be without you. You know what I'm saying? If you could be without him, or a conversation could take you away from that thought of I want to go home, and I don't care what no chick come up to me and do. I'm going back home to my girl because I know what I got.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
you married, like I said, it's different.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. That was a progression.
So what is marriage for? It's just not like if you super committed to your
The
woman,
progression is I can't be without you. I don't want to be without you.
But that's
Like,
that's,
you
that's
add
putting
to-
that stamp on it. Like
you add
be
to my
exclusive
life in
to
a
each
way
other,
to
like-
where like this is the only thing that's left for us is to commit ourselves to each other. Cause like me and my girl, like we didn't plan to move in together, but we just got put in a situation where it was just convenient. We started living together. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was early in our relationship. We started living together. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then we got to a point to where like we were literally doing things that's like, look, we live together. Let's live like roommates. We don't need to be like, you know what I'm saying? Acting like we married and all that. Like, these are conversations. You know what I'm saying? Because we wanted that natural progression to play out. Like, I have to be with your family. She had to be around my people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I told, she from a totally different world than we from. I told her, like, you got to see if you could do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not from a place like you. It was us building ourselves into a point to where like we could have our lives aligned. Like, we already knew we cared about each other. Now we're like aligning our lives. I think that's what I would say is a step. You want to align your life with somebody else. I don't want to go through nothing good or bad without you. And that's the step to where we go from, you could talk to a couple other people to stop doing that. We're committed, right?
I feel
We're
like
forever,
it also
right?
comes to a business decision too. It
said
also
marriage
comes
is
to
business?
it also comes to a business
Oh, okay,
decision.
okay.
With all that, yeah, you do feel like that, but you also got to take into account what she does and what your needs are, and isn't because especially from a person that dated and was outside doing a lot more than
Me.
the average.
Yeah, me. I was not doing
so
nothing.
when you dating and you outside, you date, you have a broadener. He came in what he knew what he want. We was outside and like we ain't really trying to look for what we want. We just out here having fun. But you find the girls that you want in those times or shit that you actually need done, and you be like, okay, my girl, she does this. I need this. This is things I like done. This is how I like to be treated. This is what I like done.
Other females don't do that. You might. Some niggas, like my whole thing, you know, my whole upkeep is niggas. Some niggas out here wanting their chimichangas. I'm eating a hot meal every night. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's what you want in your life.
That's just what I want in my life. So that's what's accommodated to me. So it's certain things that's a major break.
Some niggas that like they just want the baddest chick they can find.
Like, exactly.
They don't care if she don't do nothing.
No, and that's
her out every night, but I want her.
That's cool. And that's what I say.
It's up to everybody accommodating to what everybody wants, so you can't be mad.
And in that situation, you will always be hunting.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I disagree. Everybody could find what works for them. I disagree.
No, because beauty fades. That's the thing. So you
always got to be looking for the baddest. You always got to be looking for the baddest.
That's how I feel too. Like I just got with my girl first because I'm like, she's beautiful. That's I wasn't even looking for shit. Like I'm like, she's a beautiful.
Yeah, she fine and motherfucker.
That's what I got with her. That's what I'm saying. Like
that's what attracts you.
I literally just started looking at her like a wife like a couple of months ago. Like this could be my wife. Before that, I'm like, she just look. You feel me? Like I'm with her because I think she's a beautiful girl. Like. That's why
and I like her convo or whatever it is. Yeah.
Because I don't know, I ain't saying I'm no player type dude or nothing, but like
you ain't never struggled.
But before I looked at her like a wife, I'm doing whatever the fuck I want to do in these streets. Like I'm doing whatever the fuck I want to do because she's my girlfriend. Yeah, I'm not gonna disrespect her. I'm not gonna, but
I want to spend my time with her.
Yeah, I want to spend my time. That's my girl. I want to spend a lot of time with her. I know that's what she want. I want to be but at the end of the day, I'm not married yet, so if I'm in Vegas and a bad one come up to me, I'm an entertainer. That's what I'm gonna do, or something. You feel me? That's how I felt. Like, that's how I felt. It's my girlfriend, but look, I'm not just. She never gonna even find out about this shit. So I'm gonna entertain this girl. Like you feel me? Do whatever with her.
I'll put it like this.
Hold
like
on, before you keep going, I want to get to that point because I'll forget. My memory is terrible. He said she ain't never gonna find out about this. So do y'all think? How do y'all feel about this? Do y'all think love is you're not gonna do nothing that she don't like, or do y'all think love is I'm gonna do it and she'll never find out about it, so it's cool?
Love is I ain't gonna do shit because she don't like it. Yeah. She ain't gonna. I know she don't like this. So I ain't
because I've heard women say the flip side. I've heard women say, married women say, if he really love you, all men are gonna do their dirt.
They're gonna do their dirt.
He love you if he makes sure you don't know it.
I hate that premise, bro. I hate that premise.
That's a fact too, but at the end of the day, real love is
so.
No, I'm saying real love is I ain't gonna do this because it's not right to her. That's real love.
I think love is a selfless thing, bro. Like love is getting outside of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't love my girl because she the finest girl in the world.
Yeah.
Like I think my girl is beautiful, bro. And I'm not saying that I don't think she's the finest girl in the world. I'm saying I don't love her because she is that. I love my girl because what she adds to my life. I love my girl because like she's brought things to me that I never would have thought of. I love my wife because of what we've built together. I love my wife because of how she loves me. I love her for a million reasons. You know what I'm saying? That I don't get or that I don't want from nowhere else. I love the way she loves me, and that's all I want. And that's why I said it's different for everybody. For me, it's very simple. I've always looked for what I saw at home. You know what I'm saying?
And don't get it wrong. Granddaddy and all them out here in the olden days.
There's player.
Had families up the street.
Yeah, they might have family. Yeah, oh God.
They was together for 50 years, and I loved your granddaddy, but I got a family.
But that was also a different woman. That was also a different woman too.
That was also a real woman that was out here raising. Back then, how we got 3-4 kids now, our granny and motherfuckers around that times was having 7, 6, 13 kids. Yeah. With one man. Or maybe a few men. But the nigga that was the end, that married her, he raised those kids, she kept. You didn't even know granddaddy had kids up the street.
Right.
You're preaching right now.
You didn't even know. You didn't even know granddaddy had kids up the street because it wasn't her business to sell. Mm-hmm. She took care of the household and made sure everybody was straight.
It's a different type of woman though.
It's a different type of woman these days.
Yeah, it's a different type.
It's a different type of nigga too.
Yeah, definitely.
But shit, in those times, you gotta think some of them wasn't. Niggas wasn't at their best, and still, Granny kept them secrets.
No, and for that, like we're talking about that older woman, they died with those secrets.
Oh yeah,
You
those
know,
older women is gone because you got to
Yeah.
think shit. We got grannies now, like motherfuckers be saying, we got grannies now. That's
They
on
30,
Instagram and
35
shit.
years old.
35, shit. I'm about to say Granny 28.
Granny might be 35 now.
Yeah, I'm about to say Granny 35. Look, bro,
It's a different age. Yeah.
everybody pressing me like, you 35, ain't got no kids. I'm like, yo, I mean, I don't know what you want me to do, so yeah,
that's what I'm
right.
saying. Y'all got.
No man, that nigga throw his dick on the table.
Well, I said if I'm not married to you, we have no kids or nothing. I can't ask for you to be certain committed to me if I'm not, because I could have married you. So why didn't I marry you if I want us to be that committed? That's how this feel like.
But you also got to get there though.
But that's what I'm saying.
It is a process.
We both in the process of getting there. Yeah, we both got to be there, right?
But I feel.
If I'm not in the process, what's holding me back? What's holding me back from actually?
I feel like the process is one. It's like singular in the fact that you have to get to a place to where you can even see yourself doing that, and it's a we thing. Like we have to do what we have to do to get here. I personally don't believe that two people could get there if they are not in that together and they're both actively seeking that. Like, I can't be over here trying to get married and you doing whatever you want to do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to work. We both have to have that thought. Like, that's why I say it's a conversation. It's different for everybody. How it looked for me and my girl is going to be totally different what it was for Mike and Keisha. You know what I'm saying? What like it's just, it's not like, there's no like, here's how to do it.
Not everyone's gonna have the same story. Not everybody has a blueprint. Your blueprint is your blueprint.
Yeah, there is no blueprint. Yeah, you and whoever you're with have to make what that blueprint is gonna be.
Your ups and your downs.
Like how Doe said, like I'm like Doe a lot. I lay ground rules in my relationship. Like,
I think it's about compromising what you want to tolerate in your relationship.
Yep.
And that feeling, what you said, her has to be reciprocated to her.
100%. Like,
I think it's just about what you want to tolerate.
when me and my girl first got serious, I told her, like, this is how I was raised, this is what I seen, and this is how I'm wired. This is how it has to be.
Good, man. So if you're not fucking with me,
I was about to say, go ahead and do it, bro.
You can either
put this on the Michael Flicks page.
you could either take this or you could leave this. But like I told my girl, I was like, I was raised in a house to where like my parents worked as a team, but my dad is the final say. My dad was always the final say. My parents worked as a team, but my dad has the last word.
Exactly.
So when we're talking about stuff, I'm not saying that I have to have the last word, but I'm saying like if we make a decision, no, I'm saying if we're making a decision, it's only me and you. There's only two pieces.
50-50, bro.
What's gonna break the tie though? What's gonna break the tie? We both have to agree on what the tiebreaker is. And in my relationship, it's whoever's stronger in that category. If we're having a difference in finances, my wife is better at finance than me.
Be the bigger person.
I'm not telling her this is what we're gonna do. She'll be like, look, babe, I know you're not thinking 9 months down the road, you're not thinking 10 months down the road. We should do X, Y, and Z. That decision is on her. Yeah. When it comes to decisions of how our relationship, like, I'll put it like this, my girl's younger than me. I had definitely more life experience, definitely more relationship experience, definitely was around healthier relationships than her. I pretty much told her, like, these are the bases, like, this is the ground floor of what a healthy relationship does. We don't argue and do this. We argue and we should do that. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to matters like that in our relationship, my wife defaults to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we get in fights, and I'm the one that'll be like, I'm not leaving the room till we handle this, bro.
To that point,
you know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's a compromise. That's why I say it's a selfless thing. You got to get outside of your ego. You got to get outside. I tell a lot of niggas this. You got to get outside of, I'm a man. Nigga, you a man? Okay, cool. You got a dick. That means you supposed to do X, Y, and Z.
Go ahead, though.
To that point, I definitely, the healthy relationship, all of that takes account to how you look at things. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you being more family oriented to having both parents, and like you said, you was more on what you wanted from a woman.
I seen it modeled.
Yeah, you seen it. You seen it. Yeah, you seen it.
You feel me?
I didn't see that shit.
Yeah, you see totally different things.
I think different.
Yeah, so you see totally different things, and like I remember telling motherfuckers like, yeah, I got trust issues just because I see what's possible.
Yep.
I see what's possible. Like I seen what's possible. I got one that could do anything around here. I done seen the impossible happening around this motherfucker. So I'm like, nah. I can't trust you as far as I can throw you. If I can throw you for 2 inches, I mean, my trust need to be an inch.
Yeah. Cause you gonna get outside my shit. Yeah. I feel.
So it's different. I feel like it takes time to grow to that. And then, like you said, shit, I'm just engaged. Like, so I ain't even fully married.
But once you engaged, you took that next step. Like, she
knows.
She
personally knowing what I want.
I'm saying that's y'all.
This is what I would tell anybody. Engagement is a marriage.
That's basically marriage. You know what the fuck. You know what you want. You know. It's not nobody else in this world. That's what. That's what.
That's like the prologue to a book.
Like that's what I was telling to y'all. Like I feel like marriage to me is like I know it's nobody else in this world. I want to be with you for the rest of my life. Nothing else outside. I want us. You feel me?
100%.
Before it's that, it's like we're not sure yet. We're seeing. We literally seeing what's going. Are we gonna be together or?
I think the only thing I disagree with you on is like that leading up to that. Like we should both be doing things that are getting us closer to this. Like it doesn't like for me. It didn't dawn on me one day that this girl might be the one. You know what I'm saying? Like there was things that was happening. I started feeling her in a different way, and I was like, damn, bro, this could be the one. So I started acting different. I started moving different. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not. I mean, my brothers will tell y'all niggas like I don't deal with bullshit. I'll leave.
And see, it was different for me. I didn't ask my wife to be my girlfriend until I felt myself falling in love with her. Like we have been kicking it for like a year and a half, almost 2 years. Like kicking it, going on dates and all of that. Of course, we cupcake and talking on the phone, kissing, doing all that shit. But I didn't ask her to.
Atari booked me the first date, nigga. Not the first date, but like first time I seen her, I was like, mind you, I met her through Doogie. So Doogie, mind you, Doogie's 16 at the time. He not in school, nothing. He just hanging out with me, giving money, doing shit. So we like, all right. He like, take me home to get some clothes. I'm like, take you home? You got a home, nigga? Like, he been with me for 3 months. Like, I'm like, man, you got a home? Yeah, like, I'm like, well, all right. Take him to the house. He get some clothes. I see her. Because she his older cousin. And I'm like, I see her. I'm like, who that? I'm like, oh, that's... He like, bro, that ain't that big a piece. Like, she got a nigga. I'm like, she got a nigga. He like, bro, go in the room, walk in, you gonna see the nigga name is on at the top. I walk in, see them, I'm like, I introduce myself. They break up. Couple weeks later, she talking to Doogie. Doogie she like, where your friend at? Tell that nigga stop messing with little girls. I'm like, little girls? What you mean? Like, what you mean? Like, yeah, you need to mess with somebody my age or something. I'm like, what? I'm like, all right. She come over, see me. We sit in the car, talk for a minute. We talk for a minute. I think the next day, or probably the next day or so, she bring me a full course meal, a big ass plate. She came in the skirt, small little skirt, motherfucking heels and everything to deliver a plate. Nigga, I'm like, what?
She pressed her.
She like, nigga, it's mine. I'm gonna snatch this up.
I got a hot plate.
So now I know this nigga was swooped off his feet.
That nigga dope, man. Come on now, he hit me. Oh, nigga, I got this one.
That nigga, what? DV was hating. He like Tar started coming around. That nigga started playing. He was like Tar started coming around. We playing 2K. Before the game over, she got a nigga hot plate. She ain't make enough for none of the homies, but got this nigga a plate. I'm like, nigga, she ain't supposed to make the homies a plate, nigga. The household, nigga. She here for me.
She got a man in this home.
I just wanted to discuss like what's the next step after from girlfriend to marriage. Like,
I just feel like everybody behavior
is different. Everybody different.
Yeah,
right?
Everybody more is one. Like
I feel like you should propose and you should feel like you want to make that step when she be your girl after a certain point, and she's showing you enough where you feel like yo, it ain't gonna get no better than this, bro.
That's why I said like a girlfriend stages, y'all gotta be going through shit. Y'all gotta
facts.
Go through shit, and then you like that's just the like trial. You feel me? Like no, it's a trial.
There's definitely like you gotta go through. It's like with anything. It's like with anything. Like your best friend in life, y'all went through something together that made this bond of where we're gonna be here for each other forever. It's the same thing when you're talking about like a romantic relationship. I think where people get mixed up is we want to attach all these different rules to romantic relationships instead of just taking the regular code that you would for any other relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell people all the time, my friends, my close niggas, that's the family that I chose. These niggas are just like family to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you niggas are my blood.
For a long
There's
time.
nothing that I wouldn't do for you niggas. But I got niggas that have been there for me that I would do anything for. They don't have to be blood. I take that same thing with my girl.
For a long time, it took me time to understand that.
Understand what?
The friends thing, like the friends and family. For a long time, it took me a hard time to say, because y'all know. I mean, me personally, I was always closer to my family than.
Same.
I'm saying, that, like y'all. Like, even my mom used to tell me as a kid, like, why you act like that? Like, why you like? I wouldn't play sports on the summer because I'm like, shit, I'm going to my cousin's house and shit. And she's just like, but you ain't gonna make no friends. Your cousins got friends. They ain't stopping their sports and stuff for you. Like, they gonna have friends. And I'm like, I got 30 cousins. What the fuck do I need friends for?
Exactly, bro.
I thought that my whole life. Like,
I
what
had a best friend because I had a cousin like
yeah, I had cousins. Yeah, those my best friends. All my friends, I'll tell, except Devon, all my friends, except Devon and Kendrick, all my friends, my whole life has been my cousins' friends that I got cool with. I never, even when I moved to Compton, the first time we moved out, our block was packed with kids.
Yeah.
I lived there for 3 months. Granny foster kid Charles, he had him for years.
Yeah.
So Granny foster kid Charles came over one summer and went outside and met everybody. And then I came out. I was like, "What's up, bro?" I was there for 3-4 months before I was like, "I don't need these niggas." Like,
that's always feel like that. You already know.
I got cousins and shit. Like, I ain't about to go make friends with these
every
niggas.
Every weekend, every summer, nigga, I'm not at home.
Yeah, like I'm not. Yeah, I'm.
Because we live further away.
Yeah, I was about to say, 'cause we moved a little farther.
I didn't feel like that, but for me, I was like, I'm dropping anything if I get to go see my cousin.
Yeah, that's all the time. That was always.
No matter what's going on, I'm dropping anything if I get a chance to see my cousin.
Like I can't understand other niggas struggle because I had, like Barry said, I got 50 cousins, bro. I could just these
so
all my best friends.
It
like,
definitely.
Nobody else,
It took me to when I was damn near grown to really. Cause me, honestly, like you said, some niggas is just family. Like you said, like Jesse, I never looked at Jesse as like, oh, that's the homie.
Yeah.
Like, I never looked at Jesse.
Family,
I'm like, yeah, that's Jesse been family. Like, I never looked at Jesse like that. So I was just like, so with Jesse, it wasn't like, oh, that's the homie. I was like, oh, he like a distant cousin, like you. Yeah, so you.
To the fact where, like, Jesse was with us so much when he turned, like, I think 20 and was like doing his own thing. Now, I remember he told us, like, bro, like, he spent Christmas and Thanksgiving with his own family. And called me on the phone. He's like, bro, this shit feel weird. I was like, what you mean? He was like, I wasn't with y'all. He's like, I wasn't with y'all for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Shit felt weird, bro. I was like, that shit different right there.
Yeah, it's different. Like I said, the homies might come over and spend Thanksgiving and family with me, but I'm gonna be with my family. You feel me? At the end of the day, because I said, even I was talking to my girl, like she would tell me like, my family not close like y'all. A lot of people.
I think we all got that story. Like, I think all of us got that story, bro. My girl family be like, yo, this crazy. Y'all family huge, and all of y'all is like this.
Yeah, we all close. Yeah. It's like everybody, a lot of girls, everything I tell, like our family not like y'all family. Like, we're not that close. We don't.
That's why my girl don't trip because I be on the game. She be like, bro, you be out with all your cousins. I don't even. She don't even. She like
on the game lately. My girl keep telling me like, go play the game. She like, I know you like being with your cousins and talking to you and fucking with your cousins.
I was just telling Steph, I don't even.
That's how you know a nigga a headache.
That's
how you know a nigga a headache. She's like, go get on the game.
My girl don't be telling me to go get on it. She ain't mad that I do.
That's how you see. You need to go chastise them niggas, man.
She's like, hey man, go in the other room actually with it.
I was just telling Steph, he told me it was an app. I'm gonna have to get the app so I can be in the headset with niggas while I'm doing it.
Yeah, bro.
I just want to play the game, but I just want to try.
My girl be telling me all the time, like,
nigga, I ain't talked to Bishop in I don't know how long. I just linked up with Bishop on PlayStation Network. Shout out PlayStation Network, man. Cut Mike a check.
Everything. My girl tell me all the time. Like, nigga, go play. I know you like enjoying, like, go spend time with your family. It ain't like I'm on there with random niggas. I fuck with the game so much because I'm on there with my cousins. Like, you feel me? I'm up with their family. This how I keep it talk. We all talking shit, all kind of shit. You feel me? This.
Me and Keenick was just talking about, like, Keenick was just like, bro, like, he's like, niggas don't, like, I know for me, and I feel the same way, like, I don't really know y'all kids in the way I want to know them. You know what I'm saying? He was like, it's about that time, like, where we kind of start taking the reins, like, from our moms and shit like that.
Because
like,
I said,
we gotta start.
Our kids are not
they did their job. They kept us all close. Yeah. Yeah.
Me and you was always close. Even though we was in San Diego, you feel me? We was always close. You feel me? Like I ain't never felt like these are my cousins. These are my best. Like I said, y'all my best. It was plenty of times I wish I'm like, I wish my cousins a little closer because I fuck with them. Like, you feel me? Kids might not like.
I tell everybody, like, all my niggas, like, they might not even met you, but I be like, bro, my cousin Rod, like, this nigga be like, I be joking, I be like, my nigga be like this, he'll tell niggas straight, he'll shoot straight, like, They be like, man, I want to meet this nigga, like, you talk about this nigga, I be like, bro, it's different, I don't know if you be around, but we all together, it's gonna be a hard time, you know what I'm saying, like.
All the stories I done told my nigga Doris, my nigga Doris, one of my closest friends, he's a Baron's godfather. All the stories I done told him about Blaze, about Doe, when he met you, he was like, bro, all the stories he told me, all the shit this nigga done, I thought like I was gonna meet this big man. So when I met this nigga, he was like, oh shit, that's a little dude. Like, you told this nigga do this and he do that, he ain't scared of nobody, I thought I was gonna meet this big ass nigga.
6'6" African,
you feel me? I was like, press that nigga if you want to though.
I say you, hey, man, you got a chip on your shoulder, you gotta wear that chip.
Yeah, so it's different. Like,
but shit, while we talking about family, what do you think is it? So say like you set a goal that's gonna cause your family to sacrifice for you, right? And not even necessarily like what we talking about wives and all of that. Not necessarily like your wife, but like just your family, like your loved ones around you. You set a goal that's gonna cause them to sacrifice. What do you think is a realistic goal for them to like sacrifice for you? And that's not saying after they're done sacrificing, you're gonna give up your goal.
What y'all explain? I don't understand.
For me,
so say like I'm playing college ball, right? And I graduate college, and I thought I was going to get drafted, but I don't get drafted. And I got to work on my game to go overseas, make it to the G League or whatever. And I'm not going to take a job because I got to work on my game and all of that. Maybe I might need you to meal prep for me or whatever. So you got to sacrifice. You got to pay my bills and all of that. What's a realistic timeline for you to have to do that for me?
For me,
and again, that's not saying you're going to quit your goal, but for them to sacrifice for you. What's realistic?
For me, it's personal. It just depends on what.
Exactly.
It depends on what y'all do. I guess I ain't gonna say what you doing because it really don't depends on that. It depends on.
I think it do.
How much? Me personally, I don't feel like it depends on that. I feel like because some things may take time. You might hit in your 5th year, like you never know. But you're making money, but you might hit on your 5th year to where now it's consecutive now. Mm-hmm. But for me, I feel like. I would say maybe 5 years to where we're going all in on your belief. Where we going all in on your belief now, because you got to think. Me personally, because I would say this personally. Tari let me do whatever I want to do with the dogs. I could spend as much money on the dogs. Yes, a conversation, but she's never once. It's a conversation just strictly because I don't want to bring a dog in here without her, because I know she might feel some type of way. But she's never going to be like, why you do this and this. She's going to support me completely on the dogs. Now, have I made my return on them dogs? No, I done spent over, in the last 2 years, I done spent over $100,000 on them dogs.
Yeah.
But I ain't made back that, nowhere near that.
Yeah.
Since we moved in this house, I've been getting dogs. So that's 4 years. I made nowhere near that on getting the money back. But she's all in with me. We go to dog shows together. We do all of it together. So I'm like, we have income to where, dogs is not consistently. Every 6 months they have a heat. And
you might lose
you might lose a litter. You might lose some puppies. The dog might not take. It's all type of shit. But I would say, because I told myself last year, like, if I don't hit this year, I'm done. Like, I can't keep pouring money into it. I can't do it. Now, would I just sell everything? No. But I will keep some shit to...
Scale back the operation.
Exactly. I would scale back the operation. I would go get a job. I would do everything to get back on track. But to go all in on the dogs, how I've been doing, I'm like, this is the last year I'm doing that. Period. I have a number in my mind to be like, if I don't meet this number this year, I'm done with this shit. I ain't completely done, but I'm not going all in on this shit no more.
I think it depends on the ask. I think it depends. Like, what is the sacrifice that you're asking them to make? And then you like, if you're saying somebody got a meal prep for you, they got to pay your bills or doing stuff like that. Like when me and my girl first got our place, I lost my job right when we got the place, and I was supposed to be getting a promotion. They did me dirty, all types of shit, right? So I was without employment it took me a minute to find a job too, honestly. Like in that situation, like I'm pressing towards a goal, but it's not realistic for me to ask her to do that. Like you building a business, that's a 5, plus year plan. Me, like, for her to sacrifice and the shoulder to load of the bills and all of that, because I lost my job, I can't ask you to do that for too long. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get out here and do what I gotta do to carry my weight. Yeah, I gotta carry my weight in the household. Now, if I'm building a business and that takes me away from something, that's a different ask. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I think it depends on the ask. Like, you talking about you chasing your dream. What is this dream? What is a realistic expectation? Some niggas don't never make it to the league. Mm-hmm. So, are you getting paid on the way there? How much is the G League paying? What's the overseas contracts looking like? What's the number to where, like, you're going to live as a basketball player and I can start expecting some contributions to the household? Or are we holding out till you become an NBA player? Because that's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, it depends. Like, when I went into business with some niggas, I told my girl, like, hey, it's going to cost me this much. I'm going to have to spend this much time. For me, my time is my inventory. My girl don't want me gone like that. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I got to travel all summer. Like, y'all know what my schedule was like. I wasn't never in California. You know what I'm saying? I was gone all summer long. That is a big ask for my wife. She wants me there. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm building this company, it's like, okay, like, you need to get a return. Like, I understand you're going to be gone, but you have to be doing this for a reason. You can't just be gone from me and you out doing all this and you say you're chasing your dream, but I'm left out the house with all this responsibility. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I just think it depends on the ask. Like, some asks are bigger. Like, Jeff Bezos, like, he was building something. And his wife understood that. And then it turned into something crazy. So I'm sure she had to put some stuff on the back burner. Maybe put some of her plans on the back burner. Do some other stuff. Like, he's asking a big thing. Yo, I'm building the world's biggest empire. You know what I'm saying?
How long?
That's a perfect example. No.
Exactly, yeah.
In my mind.
I'm going to be honest.
How long should I wait?
I'm not supporting Taurus. You want to be right. No.
How long? What if the first thing you hear is hot?
A lot of niggas is hot.
DM Meg the Stallion, nigga. Sell that shit. That's 200 right there. Tell us to give us 50,000 and point on the back end. Nigga. We rich forever.
My nigga got his business together. Point on the back end.
Give us a point on the back end. What you talking about?
They show a level of, number one, passion and a level of, like, talent and
yeah.
Because if it's like, you can be as passionate as you want. You can stay up all day and night writing rhymes. But if that shit ain't never.
I'm Gucci.
Y'all there? All
right, buddy.
Shit ain't never hot, then it's like, you know what I mean? Because I look at it like from my perspective. Like, I'm trying to build a media company. I'm building a media company. Like, I guess if my girl looked at, like, my content and be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that'd be one
from
thing.
Your beginning stage? Yeah, I'm saying from the beginning, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but you show a level of passion and some level of, like, ability to grow and get better. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, like, the stuff I do now is better. But I don't know. I just look at it like what's fair and, like, what can you, like, realistically ask somebody to do for you? You know what I'm saying?
That's why I said it depends on us. Like me. I'll just use me as an example. Like, when I was building my business, I told my girl, like, I have to be bringing home a certain amount for me to justify, like, being gone like this or putting this amount of money or time. Because, like I said, my time is my inventory. If I'm spending all my time over here and I'm not getting nothing from it, I could have been, like, at the time, like, I was working 2 and 3 jobs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you working 2 or 3 jobs, you're doing all this over here, talking about this your passion, you're going to build this into a business, and this is not hitting. Your time could be better spent, and not even necessarily at home, cupcaking or whatever the hell you doing. But your time could be better spent. You know what I'm saying? If we're going to be spending this time, let's bring home a return. That don't got to be immediate. That don't got to be right now. But like I said, depending on the ask, like if we using the basketball player analogy, like if you saying, I'm not selling for nothing but the NBA, but you got overseas contracts over here and you ain't getting no money, nigga, take the overseas contract.
Take that, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you got a family, you got to provide, you got things you got to do. Like, fuck it. Even if your girl got it, don't nobody want to just be supporting nobody? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta
like,
bring something to the table. Like I'll say, even if you gotta Uber, whatever you gotta do.
Yeah,
Uber
word.
on your off time when you're not in the studio, if you want to be a rap, whatever, if you're not gonna be in the gym, you gotta bring something to the table to help.
I was just having a conversation with Chill. He was asking me he was like, man, I'm about to leave this job. Should I leave this job? They got me working overnights. I got a lot of stuff I gotta do. I was like, bro, me personally, I would do whatever I gotta do to bring home a check.
To help out at the house.
I don't care what.
At the very least.
Yeah, you gotta do something to help out.
This stuff, me providing from my home, can inconvenience the other things that I'm chasing. Yeah, it's not fair. It's not fair. I've asked a lot of my girl. You know what I'm saying? To hold me down and to do this and all this other stuff. Like, the least I could do. Like, I could work a job that I can't do it forever, but I could work a job that I don't necessarily like. You know what I'm saying? If I know this is a short-term thing and this is going to get me to my next step, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I lost my job, I did not want to do security, bro. I was doing overnight security, and nobody that knows me thinks that I want to work overnight. You know what I'm saying? That's not who I am. I don't want to do that. But I did it because it was a way for me to provide for my family until I got to where I could work a different schedule, or I could get some more money doing other things, or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? It's a conversation. And I think that person, whoever's asking people, like, I need you guys to sacrifice, they should say, what's realistic to you? How long do you want to support, or how long can you do X, Y, and Z? Because your family, like your mama do whatever for you forever. You know what I'm saying? She just want to see you be happy. But that's not necessarily like your girl has different asks of you. She needs or wants you to provide or to input on the family or the household or whatever it is. Even if it's just like time with the kids or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like it depends on the ask. Some people ask for a big thing, like somebody traveling for work. You're gonna be gone. They're shouldering the load. Like I shout out military wives and husbands that's at home when the other's on deployment. That's a huge ask, bro. Like, that's a huge ask to be like, I'm going to be gone. You got the house till I get back. I can't really think about nothing else because I'm at war. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a big ask. Like, I could never join the service. My wife's not down for that. No. Being gone like that, you might die. No. Stay at home.
Speaking of war, y'all seen all the Ukraine stuff?
Yeah, I did see that.
I don't really know too much.
I haven't been as tapped in as I usually am, but this shit is
I
crazy.
just know it might pop off World War III. What's going on with that? Niggas know like that or no?
I don't know what the fuck going on.
I haven't been keeping
I know
all the way up with it.
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on.
I know they want it how it used to be. I guess Russia, they want the
cities that they're trying to
the
take.
old Soviet Union back. They want all of it, and it's broken up right now. So they at war trying to get their shit, what they view as their shit back. Don't hold me to nothing like that. I'm not you know what I'm saying? I'm not tapped. Y'all know I usually keep up with, especially in an election, y'all keep up with the political shit.
It.
But the basis is we want all that shit back. It used to be ours, and we want it back.
And these two little cities right next to us, we're going to start by taking them.
Yeah, we're going to grab those, and then we're going to start making our way over there.
We're going to see if y'all going to fight us back for taking these motherfuckers.
We're going to see. Yeah.
I've just been seeing the videos online of bombs going off and all this other stuff. I'm like, damn.
I think that's where, like, look.
I know we better mind our motherfucking business. That's all I'm saying. Don't send no Americans over there. That's all I'm saying. Hey.
Said I heard we was already done that.
No, man. They don't rep the set. They ain't from NATO. They don't rep the set. We ain't fucking with them. Just because they the homies, we ain't fucking with them. No.
I think that, like, I think that's probably one of America's, like, biggest downfalls is that we, like, fancy ourselves as, like, the world police. So you get in the shit that don't have nothing to do with you. I'm not saying that you just turn your back on everybody. You help people when you can. But it's like, when you talking about times of conflict and you gotta, like, I put it like this. Like, my brother-in-law is in the service. And I told him, like, that would be hard for me because there's certain things, like, you guys are, like, all of you guys are like, these are our orders. We're going to do what we're told to do. I think differently. I think that I'm not going to fight for your interest. I'm not going to fight in your war. You guys are over there talking about you're freeing people, and they have you over there to get control of niggas' oil, if you're talking about the Middle East. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have you over there for a specific reason. They're telling you that you guys are going over there keeping the peace. Going over there keeping the peace with bombs and missiles? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's kind of funny. But that's, like,
keeping the pieces, shutting niggas down real fast. So like, we ain't playing. We ain't playing.
It's America, bro. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
but it's funny. Like
I'm all for flexing on a nigga. When you start talking about hold on, y'all want to fuck? Y'all playing with us?
we could play.
We can play. Y'all want to play? Now look, man, all them sanctions. I don't know what they really trying to play over there, but I know if America really felt like, oh, y'all was playing with us, we'd be over there with drones. Ain't even no Americans. Don't even worry about Americans coming over. We gonna fly this shit from right here. We're gonna drop some shit. We did it in Obama. Don't act like we won't do it again. Obama was dropping bombs on niggas.
That's true.
He was dropping
That's
bombs.
true. Like I said, like I ain't been tapped into the political shit.
I
I
haven't
usually
kept
am.
up too much about this war shit. I'm like, man,
Yeah, I don't know what's really
I ain't
going
going to
on.
war shit.
Yeah.
I know I ain't going either. We was in
They
the group
can't-
chat.
they
Niggas
can't
talking
get
about
me to
they
go.
taking their 5 years.
I ain't going to war shit. So
Yeah, they
You
couldn't.
ain't telling me
they
it's gonna give
couldn't-
me 5 years?
They couldn't get me to go fight in some white man's war. I'm gonna just be.
Hey, I'm
honest.
gonna
They
ask for
couldn't
real. Like, if I'll take the 5 years. Do I get halftime with that? What type of what type of good time do I get?
I'm not
on
going
that?
over there, bro.
do it. Yeah,
I'm
not going there.
What type of good time do I get with
don't
that?
want
And I thank the niggas that do. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because
like,
we
yeah,
live a
God.
certain lifestyle that's not common around the globe. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not like I'm like, oh fuck that, we don't need that. I see the need for it. I will not be a part of you white folks spreading what you guys have always done to everybody else. At first it was Christianity, then you know what I'm saying, all of it. It was like, oh, you better be this, you better be that, or else like ask a Native American person about how white people give it up. You know what I'm saying? Like you better be like them or it's gonna be on. You know what I mean? But like I don't
Oh shit, it's 2:30.
Yeah, it's just oh god.
Shit. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir. Until next time, man.
boy.
All right, man.
Till next time.
Cuzzo Jazz, we out.
I said we gotta get up more often, man.